What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for joining us. This is Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs, joined as always by my co-host Andrew. Don't get it twisted, Lapiche, and this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. We appreciate you guys stopping by on this Thursday evening slash night. Yeah, we had to record Thursday. My bad. I completely forgot, spaced that I had some close childhood friends. One of my BFFs was in town with his family for just a brief night because he's driving through town. But I was like, damn it, it happened to land on a Wednesday. Totally forgot. So I had to hit up Andrew and be like, yo, can we do a quick Thursday show, man? My bad, because I had to switch it up. Sometimes that does happen. So we appreciate, as always, you guys' patience with us and our schedules, that sometimes stuff kind of get in the way, and we do our best to try to maneuver our lives around this show. But as always, we appreciate you guys' patience. And it is a relatively slow news week, but there are some things that we want to cover, things that we found online, of course, as we usually do, because we won't have a major fight at least until next weekend. I mean, not this weekend's coming up, but the one that follows, which is Teofimo Lopez and Rolly Romero. I guess news will be kind of slim pickings right now. We'll see what the countdown looks like. At some point within the next week or so, I'm going to drive down to the MGM Grand and take a look at what the space looks like. Because as I'm aware, the ring is already there. If you guys are familiar with what the MGM Grand lobby looks like, basically they have a ring in the center where that lion is. I've seen pictures already. It's already up there. So I'm gonna go take some pictures, snap a couple of videos, and post it on our Instagram and even our Facebook and our YouTube. So we'll try to get as much content to you guys as possible, which of course includes this midweek show. So as I mentioned, we have plenty to talk about. There's a few things. One of them kind of has to do primarily, I should say, with last week's, or I guess the Monday show. That one is a bit of a unique one because we talked about the Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn matchup here in about a month now, or a little under a month actually, because yesterday was the 12th, and it's the 12th of September, that fight. So I'm gonna bring something up again because sometimes when me and Andrew are on the, we don't really script the show per se. We just kind of go off of some topics that we want to talk about. But sometimes, and this happens quite regularly, quite honestly, as soon as we're done with the show, we're like, damn it, something just came to mind. And as he and I were bouncing off each other's ideas off each other in regards to the uniqueness of Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia's WBC welterweight championship fight, which may or may not be for that belt. Something else came to mind, that an additional wrinkle, if you like, to what I like to call the conspiracy, the September 12th conspiracy, as we're going to call it, an additional wrinkle to that. So we're going to do a quick flashback to our Monday show and add the additional wrinkle that I wanted to bring up, because it wasn't until after the show that it came to mind. So we're going to talk about that. On the topic of that welterweight division, of course, it looks like there might be some sort of maybe re-engagement of one Devin Haney and Liam Paro, as they have replied to each other's Twitter or tweet, or we call it X, comments, and Jack Caterall thinks he's being used. He's like, "Yo, don't use me and throw my name in there when you know damn well you can make your own fights." Apparently, Jack Caterall believes he's being used by Devin Haney to coax Jack or Liam Paro back into the fight picture. It seems as though that might be the case. I don't know about that, Jack, but we talked about it last week. We're going to bring that up again because apparently Liam Paro might be back in the mix. On that same topic, the September 12th main event, I've seen some recent pictures and videos of one Conor Benn looking very slim. I mean, malnourished type of slim, in addition to his dark complexion / tan. Dude looks like a friggin' slice of beef jerky because of how extremely thin and almost gaunt he looks already, 1 month away from the fight still. So we're going to bring that up because that's a little fishy, we can say. Moving on, one of the other topics is Edwin de Los Santos decided to throw in an appeal. That part we already knew, but the Nevada State Athletic Commission decided to swat that down like they're spiking a freaking football after a touchdown because they said, no, bro, we ain't appealing jack. So he got swatted real fast. We're going to talk about that here real quick. And, we were under the impression that maybe something could happen because of how freaking flagrant this foul was by one Jose Valenzuela, but apparently the Nevada State Athletic Commission thought otherwise. One of the other topics we're going to be talking about is a recent report of Q2, quarter two of the UFC Paramount deal. Even though they gained quite a substantial amount of new subscribers, they're still in the red. Yeah, I mean, I guess that part we kind of could have figured out, right? Like, you didn't need I guess a study to show you that, right? I didn't need to see stats for that. Well, I'm sure we could have told you that, but quite a bit in the red, we'll say. I'm going to go over that here a little bit later on. More Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury stalling. What the hell? I'm even hearing or reading Eddie Hearn talking about, guys, don't call our bluff, because if you think we're bluffing and we won't pull out of this fight if it doesn't happen in the UK, go ahead, try me. And add to that, Turkey Al Sheikh decided to throw in his 2 cents on a comment that he posted on an Anthony Joshua video. All right, we're going to be going over that and seeing what that is about. And one of the topics here, the last ones, it looks like there might be some interest in Jake Paul versus Edgar Berlanga. What the hell? This is a weird one. I mean, I guess, when you remove everything from the surface and look a little deeper, I guess it kind of makes sense, huh? I mean, this is going to be one of those kind of fights where Berlanga is, not one of the elites anymore, if he ever was, and Jake Paul is coming back from the broken jaw against Anthony Joshua. So, hey, that might not be a bad idea, and especially if it's going to be on Netflix, like it is. Who else is going to bring those kinds of numbers for Netflix than Jake Paul? All right, so those are going to be the topics that we're going to be going over. As always, before I get crack-a-lacking with the show, a quick word from our channel sponsor, Health y Sol, or Health y Sol. Make sure to check them out. If you happen to find anything you might want to try, you can use the code MADBoxing10 at checkout and get 10% off of your purchase, or follow the affiliate link that's going to be in the description of this video and get the same 10% off. As usual, lavender patchouli is my favorite, so make sure to give them a try. Once more, Healthy Sol or Health y Sol, MADBoxing10 at checkout and get 10% off of your purchase. All right, so we're going to get let's see here. Let me make sure I get my notes intact here. We're going to get the show off, and my apologies ahead of time, guys. Kick the show off on some sad news. We want to basically acknowledge or remember a couple of recent passings. We were going to mention it on the last show, and again, our apologies, it totally skipped us. And between then and now, we suffered another loss in the boxing community. So I wanted to kind of bring those in here real quick so I can acknowledge them, rightfully so. One of which, Pritchard Colon, young man, if you remember, I'm going to read this quick paragraph here. He passed away earlier this week at the age of 33. This was confirmed by his family on social media. He suffered a pretty traumatic brain injury during a fight and left him permanently disabled and under 24-hour care, basically. And unfortunately, he passed earlier in the week. So rest in peace, Pritchard Colon. I want to make sure that we acknowledge that. And the one before that one that we wanted to mention on the last show was a little bit closer to us, and in particular, my co-host, Andrew Labuschagne. We recently lost the, I guess he was a lot of things. One, Butch Goatlib, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly. A publisher, I believe he's a photographer as well, a writer, even a boxing manager, did a lot of stuff, and he was even part of the athletic commission at some point. I'm going to pull this up here real quick just to kind of go over a brief article that I read online. I wasn't too familiar with him, even though I was in the boxing media circle, but I was familiar with his partner, which I will speak here on momentarily. I saw him regularly, so I was familiar with who he was but I didn't know him on a personal level. Let me go ahead and read this real quick. Longtime Las Vegas boxing insider Butch Gottlieb passed away at the age of 84. He was highly respected, universally liked, and a deeply influential fixture in the boxing community for nearly 3 decades. He was especially revered as a passionate pioneer and pillar of the growth of women's boxing. He was a creator and publisher of specialized portal boxing in Las Vegas, alongside his partner, the award-winning boxing photojournalist Marianne Laurie Owen. He spent decades providing extensive media coverage of the Las Vegas fight scene. Andrew, you in particular were a little closer to him. You were more familiar with him than I was, besides, glancing, because I do see him, and I did see him on one occasion. But you were more familiar with him. Go ahead and share with us a few words.
Oh yeah, a huge surprise when I seen that last week that Butch had passed on. I've stayed in touch with him through Facebook, social media, even now that I don't cover. But just everything you said right there was true. Just a cool man. Like you didn't mind when Butch and Mary came into the media room. You know what I'm saying? Always had good conversation, nice people. Sometimes they would give you Mary gave me many photos, with me being with the magazine, just would give me great shots. Like, bro, I have some still. One day I'll pull them out and show you. The 50 Cent. Remember when 50 was holding all those belts? With Mayweather when he's on the stage holding it? Yeah, I got a center shot that they used in the magazine. That was from Mary and Butch, you know what I mean? But always good people. Butch always would say, send me the happy birthday wishes on Facebook. And yes, I'm shocked. But I'm happy. 84 is a strong age, he got up there, you know what I mean? So that a lot of years, man. That man must have been covering boxing for a very long time.
Yeah, according to this article here, at least 30 years. That's
at
a
least
long
30.
time.
Yeah. He's seen a lot. No, yeah, it's very, very tough for his wife Mary right now. Condolences, and yeah, he was a good guy. Great man.
Yeah. Yes, very much so. Condolences and prayers to the families, friends and families of both Butch Gottlieb and Pritchard Colon. Rest in peace, gentlemen. May heaven welcome you with open arms. All right. So, wanted to get that out of the way here, and we'll liven up the show a little bit here. As you guys recall, last week I cracked open a cold one from one Arizona. Yes, I do have another one. This is a regular Arizona green tea, I guess, or iced tea. So I'm gonna crack up another one as we get crack-a-lackin' with this Thursday show. So on the topic of flashbacks, if I might date myself here, Andrew, do you remember Wayne's World? Whenever Wayne's World did a flashback, and then they did right, remember that, right?
Yeah,
Let's do that. Let's go back in time to earlier in the week. We were talking about Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia, and I kind of sort of stumbled onto something, and I used that phrase deliberately and very intentionally because I kind of sort of stumbled on something. I didn't really think about it at least 2-3 steps ahead until you caught it. We've seen already the comments made by one Conor Benn in regards to this being the last fight at 147 pounds with Ryan Garcia for the WBC Welterweight Championship. He hasn't fought at welterweight since 2022, I believe was the year. So into 4 years, and having fought at middleweight and then in the 150s with Regis and so on. So he's had several fights above the welterweight division. And when we see stuff like that, when we see fighters say this ahead of time, the first thing that comes to mind is like, oh, here we go. A built-in excuse. He's going to go ahead and try to give us some sort of excuse ahead of time in the event he has a poor performance or he ends up losing altogether. So as Andrew and I were continuing this conversation, I said, you know what? What if he tries to do the same thing that Ryan does and deliberately come in, a few pounds heavy, to kind of take advantage of that. And initially, I kind of threw that out there more so thinking, well, maybe he doesn't really want to kill himself, right? He still wants to be healthy into the ring, increase his chances of winning by not depleting himself too much. And I kind of like pulled back on the idea because I thought, well, I understand it. He wants to become the WBC champ, right? It's kind of a big deal for some of these guys to win this belt. So I thought, nah, maybe he'll do it. And then, Andrew, you kind of caught me there. You're like, hold on. We might be onto something here. What if he doesn't give two flying fucks about that belt? Well, maybe that in a roundabout way under the table that maybe we're not seeing right now is a way for Zuffa and Zuffa boxing guys to not have to deal with the WBC, we not have to deal with the sanctioning bodies. Like we ain't got to do it. This flashback that I'm referring to also goes back to the Zuffa Boxing 10 card that happened this past weekend. Because if you guys recall, Dana White did leave the event early. Now, as of right now, I haven't read anything regarding the reason. Not only did he leave the event early, but he also skipped the press conference. So Andrew threw in his 2 cents and said, bro, you know why he fucking left? It's because he doesn't want to strap the IBF belt on McKenna. Of course not. He wants to do his Zuffa shit, right? Clearly, even though we're hearing now Zuffa saying, oh, yeah, we'll work with the sanctioning bodies, it looks like they still don't want to work with the sanctioning bodies. Plain and simple, right? And this possible Conor Benn maybe deliberately missing weight to not have to, for the fight to not have to be for the WBC belt is maybe another way Zuffa is trying to avoid having to work with them. And we brought that up last week. So there's nothing new there. It's more so of a flashback. However, after we ended the show, I had an epiphany, some sort of, revelation, as one maybe Doc Brown from Back to the Future, right? Having that bump in his head, and then he, remembers and knows how to make the flux capacitor work in Back to the Future. I thought, oh shit, hold the front door. The co-main event is Noel Mikhailian taking on Jai Opetaia, right? Well, Mikhailian might get stripped of his belt because of not fighting David Benavidez, who's the #1 contender. Andrew, what belt does he hold, at least currently?
It is the WBC belt.
Yes, that is right. So, miraculously, just like that, we might have both the co-main event and the main event that we're still are supposed to be for the WBC championships of the respective weight classes. Maybe neither of them end up being title fights, at least not for the WBC title fights. Maybe the co-main event will still be the Zuffa shit, whatever, Ring Magazine, if you want to call it that still. But I was like, oh, what the hell? It can't be a coincidence that both of these fights that were going to be for the WBC belt might not end up being that. Andrew, I had to send you a quick voice message this earlier in the week when this came to me. When you heard that, did the stars align in your head? Did that make sense to you, or you're like, no, you're kind of pushing it too much here, Miguel? What's going
on? No, you're not pushing it at all. It's a great connection to the bait and switch that might have been pulled here, right? Mm-hmm. Invited him to the dance. You just can't dance on the main floor. You're going to be in the background somewhere. Put you in the corner. But you're here. You know what I mean? Have some food. We'll give you a room. Gamble a little. That's about all Suleiman's going to be asked to do, possibly at the end of this.
Stay out of the way of the camera. Stay out of the way of the camera.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Just don't get in the way. Look, dude, last time they get these breaks, though, right? If this all comes out true, there's a war being started between the sanctioning bodies and Zuffa. But it's something that the WBC is going to have to fix here soon, because see, even if Conor Benn wins the title, right? He already said he's leaving the division. You think the WBC really wanted that? Right?
What's the point of that?
Yeah, what's the point of that? Now we got to start all over. Ball doesn't keep rolling. You actually vacate and move up. So I don't think they're happy either way. They're getting the sanctioning fee, but they really need Ryan to win this fight. They really do. And then they're going to start probably at that next WBC meeting. We're going to see this September 12th come up again about how are we going to stop these loopholes from happening, because they're serious ones. They're taking the champions, and it's a possibility those guys come back fake if they lose. If they lose, do they keep their titles? Right?
If who loses, wait,
if Ryan Garcia says, I will fight him, he's overweight, title's not on the line, he keeps the title, right? Even if he takes a defeat?
I don't know, because here's the thing. I've heard from some that they keep the belt. I've heard from other sanctioning bodies, I'm saying, that it becomes vacant. So I don't know what is specifically the case.
And you might be right on that. You might be right on that. So the title's not up for grabs just for the okay. All right. Because I was in this. All right. Because in the other one, if he loses, he's going to be stripped. No, so they don't come back any fake champions. They're going to strip Mikaelian. So he loses the title. Yeah, so they would just have to start over. So it's still not cool. It's still not cool for Suleiman. Does he want to be a part of this kind of circus act, right? The money better come back big, right? Because I don't even know, dude. All right, so what did Canelo and Terrence Crawford have to pay him? That was a big night. What were they asking from Terrence? Was it 300,000?
Oh boy. Yeah, I want to say it was like 300. Yeah.
300,
and as I understand it, it was less than what the standard. It was like 0.06 or some shit like that, not the standard 3% or something, because of how major his purse was. So I think they asked for less. So I want to say it was on the 300K mark. Yeah.
Yeah. And is that worth the damage that might be done to their organization by losing two champions, right, and having to do this over again? So he's got to look at that and see if he really wants to be involved with Zuffa, if they're going to be playing these little games. And honestly, the Mikaelian fight is a little bit different in my opinion, Miguel, because I don't know. The guy stepped away. Look, was the contract? They said they had like an agreement, like a handshake, or we agreed on this fight. That's not a contract. Mikaelian didn't sign anything. You know what I'm saying? Could have swore you needed a signature to make a fight, not just an agreement. So I'm okay with him getting a bigger offer and wanting to take another fight, even at the last minute. We've seen players switch teams that they were going to go to at the last minute, right? So that one kind of threw me off, that they wanted to strip him from his title just because he didn't unify. Not that he didn't defend, but he didn't unify. With the Ryan Garcia one, they need to fix that loophole of guys coming in overweight on purpose so they don't have to fight for the title, but getting a shot at the champion. Because and look, it might backfire on Conor. He might have thought Ryan was more of a big, sissy. I'm gonna walk right through. Remember Vargas Hoya? Poor man's Vargas Hoya. Remember we talked about this. He might be doing that same shit. Like, I'm just gonna beat this dude up because he looks like a sissy kind of guy. And it's like, bro, how about Mayorga De La Hoya? There's been a few guys that thought they were going to beat up Oscar just because he looks softer than them, right? I'm more man kind of shit. Conor might have walked in something real bad here if he can't get down under that weight in the last 7 days, which as of today looks a little hard. So, yeah, we will see. Look, it's some great connections, but I do think if the WBC gets out of both fights, I think it causes more. I think it truly does burn the bridge.
Like officially burn the bridge between Zuffa and the sanctioning bodies.
Yeah, I don't think I wouldn't see Suleiman returning to Zuffa to do some, especially if the main event turns out to be that he doesn't make weight and they're not invited. The Mikaelian, I really think that's a friendship thing between Don King and Suleiman there,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah, I'm sure. I mean that
That
I know that plays a role for sure.
that has played a role in this,
Mhm.
like and then I don't, Opatai giving him the title. Um, I don't know how that would be a bad thing. The cruiserweights kind of need fights, right?
Mhm.
I don't think you talk to Dana White anymore. Unfortunately, the things that have been happening in recent days, Suleiman should just start trying to get in contact with Turkey and see
Mhm.
if they can't just work this thing out. They're putting IBF titles on Paramount, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So something can get worked out. And if Dana leaves because of it, Miguel, I don't see too much changing in Zuffa. The money will still be there. They will need a face. I mean, they
Mhm.
will need someone to
Yeah,
come
someone
out.
will have to go into his place, right?
Yeah, and it won't be that one curly-haired guy because he just doesn't look. What's his name? Khan? Is that the man's name that's been floating around with him? The TKO guy, Khan.
Oh, yes, Tony Khan. Yeah,
Tony Khan
yeah,
he doesn't look like he's camera friendly enough. He does. He still looks
yeah.
all
He's not. Yeah, he's not.
yeah,
He's a serious dude. He
yeah,
knows his shit.
exactly.
But to be like the kind of outspoken kind of front man, he's not that kind of guy.
Yeah. So Don't really know if Turkey might have got the wrong white boy for that one.
Right.
Might have wanted went younger. Turkey probably would have been in a good place right now. Could you
Yeah.
imagine Jake Paul with Turkey's money? It's a scary world, bro.
Yeah.
Scary world.
Yeah. We'll talk about Jake Paul here in a little bit. But
Uh-oh.
yeah. Well, I mean.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot. Yeah. I'm sorry.
But interesting development, at least. It wasn't until afterwards that I started making the connection. I was like, hold the front door. Can't be too much of a coincidence that both these WBC title fights might not end up being that, but we are still, a little over or under a month away. So a lot can change between now and then. But an additional wrinkle that I wanted to mention because you mentioned it earlier on our last show. It doesn't seem like many people have noticed it. I mean, I've listened to other, I do like listening to other content creators and listen to their opinions and see if they have any good points. And it's like, oh shit, that makes sense, or no, that doesn't make sense. I don't agree, et cetera, et cetera. And I haven't really heard anybody make that connection, at least not yet. So hopefully, this gets viewed by a lot of people, and there's that gets spread out, right? And it's kind of funny. We like to joke around about this sort of stuff every so often because I saw an article from Steve Kim regarding the DAZN subscription going up, and I sent it to Andrew, and I was like, "Dude, they watch our show. What the fuck? They watch our show?" Because we had just got done talking about it. The subscriptions. But yes, hopefully this catches some fire, right? And people start talking about it a little bit more because there might be something to it. There seems to be smoke, and therefore there seems to be fire, I would say. Oh, and I just saw this that you sent me here. Oh boy, Conor Benn, on the topic of the main event there, looking dehydrated as hell. Oh my lord. Um, I was going through this here. Let me read this caption. Conor Benn reportedly came in around 150 pounds during a weigh-in just 1 month before the big showdown. He's already down that far? What? With Ryan Garcia. And the photos and videos have people talking. Ben is looking extremely lean and drained, and that raises some serious questions. How much of this weight cut is going to affect him when the bell rings? We all know making weight is part of the game, but there's a huge difference between being in shape and looking completely depleted. If Ben has already squeezed his body down this much before the fight, will he have any energy or punch resistance and stamina to deal with against Ryan Garcia? Or is this all part of the plan? Andrew, you saw those pictures. You're the one that sent it to me originally. He looks bad. He looks gaunt. He looks like freaking beef jerky really is what he looks like, especially with his complexion. But is this kind of troublesome? I mean, we suspected he was going to have some trouble, of course, right? It's worrisome, I should say. Uh, this being this low in weight with so much time between now and the fight still, I can't imagine this being a good thing, right? I mean, I know he needed to start earlier, training camp earlier, to make it all the way back down to 147, but after seeing him, he looks pretty bad, does he not?
Now you said he weighed 154 pounds in that picture.
This caption saying 150. That's pretty friggin' low.
150.
Yeah, like if this is true, if it's true,
If it's true.
yeah. I mean, I don't know how much he actually weighs, of course, but I mean, you can see the pictures. He looks really bad. But yeah, according to this, 150.
Look, Zuffa needs to pray. Zuffa's praying that this is a lie, that this is AI pictures. People are trolling right now. That has to be the worst 1 month out fighter that I've ever seen. He will not make the scale. If you're telling me in 30 days he needs to be 147, and that's what he looks like today. I don't know, bro. Can you bounce back from cutting that weight so drastically, right? You're getting down so low. Your stomach has shrunk. And then are they going to try to rebuild him to maintain that weight?
That seems unlikely because I don't think that's how you do it.
Right.
You know, you don't yo-yo up like that. Like that will fuck you up pretty bad.
Isn't most of the time you maintain like a 154, whatever those numbers were last week, right? The whole 7 to 3%, something like that. You would think you want to stay on those guidelines because that's probably what the scientists told the WBC. These fine-tuned athletes should be at this point in their fight camp. So he's already under what he's supposed to be a week away, 3 weeks away. That's overtraining. Look, I'm not a scientist. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's overtraining. If true, he's overtraining. His stomach must be small as shit right now. Bro, like what are they gonna feed him for 3 weeks to maintain the weight? But not get him too big. That's what I'm saying. Like, could he be stronger at the end of this? Because, you know, guys that wait to the end to cut the weight at the very end, sometimes De La Hoya Pacquiao is the best example, right? His stomach shrunk too small. Then that night he was supposed to eat, he couldn't eat anything because his stomach was throwing. They said he just kept throwing everything up. Stomach's too small. He couldn't digest it. That's why he stuck an IV in his arm. That's why Freddie Roach said when he seen him that they had to hydrate him through IV. He knew Oscar was gonna lose that night, you know. So it's the best example I have, right? Because that's what kind of Conor Benn's doing here. He's dropping that low. So they're trying to fast forward. And I just told you guys I'm not a scientist, so don't hold me to this shit. But they're trying to fast forward that part of the game, then maybe feed him like little portions of food to try to build his stomach to the size where it can maintain the 150. Because I gotta say they're gonna stop at 150 until fight night, dude. They can't go. What are we doing here? The weirdest fight camp ever. Conor Benn totally fucked this up if this thing is true and he's this low, this fast. Because, bro, there's no... I think we're going to start seeing the reports right now. Like, nobody gets fight ready 3 weeks out.
No, and this close to it, like especially where he started. Like if you guys watch some of the interviews that he was doing, like the face-offs, right? The one where him and Ryan were in that room with Rick Reno, and Ryan had his glasses on and stuff like that. Like he looked, you know, a normal health, at least normal weight, healthy weight, and it didn't look like he was, you know, at that point any lighter. It was just whatever weight he was. I'm assuming. I have to assume well over 160 at that moment, at least. So it's definitely plausible that from then till now he's at where he's at. But considering we still have a whole month, like this is way ahead. Like this is the kind of the weight. If this is true, 150 pounds. This is where you're at, like, you know, a week before the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like a full ass week before the fight, not a whole 3 weeks before. So it definitely doesn't look too good for him. I can't imagine what the game plan would be here. Like he'll gain some weight again and then lose it again. That just seems like it's illogical. And the yo-yoing of his weight will probably do a pretty major number on his kidneys, I'm sure. But it just seems like the worst training camp I've ever fucking seen. If this is legit, of course.
Yeah. We're going to see, because I think Ben's going to respond. You know, if you follow him, you can go to the page, kind of see what he looks like.
Okay.
Hopefully they have some pictures of him up very soon that you know, because look, is this good promotion? for the fight. I mean, are people really going to be interested if one dude looks like fucking Michael Jackson in Thriller going into the ring?
Right.
He kind of had the Thriller vibes going on there, bro. I
Yeah,
don't know. I was
he
waiting for
was.
him to do the dance, dude. Like, that's what they're doing. Okay, I
Yeah,
get
right,
it.
right. The picture was from him to the side, so maybe he was doing that fucking dance there. I don't know. Maybe he was doing the dance and everything because that's what it looked like from that angle.
I mean, hey, last week I told you guys nobody's going to say it's overweight if this dude gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Definitely they're going to say it's overweight, bro, if he gets knocked out. I mean, what the fuck? The kid looks dead. You guys, it's September 13th tonight. August 13th.
August 13th.
We are literally almost a month away, and you're saying 150, and he looks like Eric fucking Morales, but the night before the fight.
Right, exactly. Not a whole ass.
Not a whole. That's what I'm saying. Did they try because they knew he wasn't gonna make it, right? So what if they're like, bro, we're gonna fucking starve you, and a month before we're gonna try to get you to 150. I don't know their numbers. I'm gonna use the 150 that he's at, and we're gonna maintain that weight by feeding you the smallest portions of food we can, and hopefully your stomach will adapt to that. Everything will adapt to that, and you'll stay that. And then in the last week, we'll lose the 3 pounds or so to get to you to your goal. Instead of going, nah, we're gonna go to 150 or 154 healthy, and then in the last 2 weeks try to lose that extra pounds. What would it be? 154 to 147. 7 pounds. That might be too. Maybe they already know he won't be able to make that. He won't. Yeah, because they do. It's a science breakdown now. With half of these guys have all these guys following them, looking at their charts, looking at their body fat. They might already know They might already be predicting if we go on the regular game plan, we're not making it. We need to try something new, and this is their plan. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's going to work or not, but what else could be the reason to get to 150 a month out?
Yeah, and how would we were talking about it on the Monday show? How would the 14-day and 7-day weigh-ins that WBC does? How would that look? Like, what if he comes into that shit way smaller, and you're like, oh shit, son, you're not supposed to be this small. What the fuck's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he gonna gain a little bit of weight between now and then so that he'll be on quote unquote weight for the 14-day weigh-in, and then the same thing with the 7-day? It just seems like I forget what the percentage was, but he's already under that right now. Whatever that 7-day weigh-in I think is.
Look, I don't know the rules of the WBC if they can pull a blood test from him to see if he's healthy enough to do this. But if there's no rules in it, Miguel, I couldn't knock a man for getting under the target weight. You could probably tell him it's a scary game plan, but our rules say you need to be 154 and then 151. You're there both times, so you pass. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, at least the first one, I don't know, maybe he can't maintain it, and then come 7 days before the fight, he ends up being a little bit heavier than he should be. I remember, what's his name? Diego Corrales, I think, going into the second. Was it the second or the third? Oh, the third fight, I think it was. Because you know how, like, when he fought Jose Luis Castillo, the rematch, Jose Luis Castillo came in heavy and knocked the shit out of Corrales. And then I think there was going to be a third fight, but it was Corrales who came in super heavy or something like that, right? Yeah. And ultimately the fight didn't happen. And Corrales was talking about he literally stopped eating and he just didn't go any further to wherever it was, lightweight. I forgot what weight it was at the time. But like you see these pictures of or these images of Conor Benn, and you can't imagine he's going to drop still an additional 3 more pounds compared to that. He'll piss out and shave his head and do everything to be as light as possible. But it's hard to imagine him losing still an additional 3 pounds and this far out from the fight.
But what if he adapts? That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, what if this is rock bottom? And then you build from here. You build your stomach up, but you're building it on the belief that it's going to stay small. And you got to look. I don't know how many. They're going to do the calories to the workouts, right? Sure. But they can literally start that probably with him because he's so under where he's supposed to be. maybe he gets to eat more being 150 so early, right? Hey, if he comes in looking strong on September 12th, might be a game changer. I think we've been behind the scenes in boxing now for 20 years, probably, right? 2000 when HBO started the boxing shows. We've never seen anything like this where a guy comes in so far ahead of the fight. And it's not just that he came in underweight. He came in, like we've been saying, underweight, looking like the fight is Saturday.
Yeah.
That I've seen fighters look like him before. It's just not 3 weeks freaking out, man.
Yeah.
You know? If it's true, Ryan's gonna probably be talking about this soon. Ryan better stay humble. Don't get overconfident. We don't know what they're doing over there, right? They could be trying some Frankenstein shit over there, right?
Right.
Maybe he's never going back to cruiserweight. or excuse me, super middleweight. Yeah. Maybe he's never going back there.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? But definitely weird. You're all right. I have never seen anything like this before, this far out from the fight. We'll stay updated. You know, we'll see what's going on with as time progresses and as the fight approaches here. Because yeah, we're literally slightly under a month from now, and it definitely remains to be seen how this 14-day and 7-day weigh-ins will turn out. But definitely mighty strange, I got to say. And I mean, props to them if it works out. If the fucking thing actually comes through and the plan works out and he looks great and strong on fight night and comes away with the victory, damn, props to them for that. But until then, we got to be skeptical. What else can we do? All right. All right.
And
oh yeah, go ahead.
I would like to say shout out to Ryan. Finally looks like he's toned it down on the internet. Probably doing a lot more gym work right now. Right?
Oh yeah, fewer and fewer posts on his
fewer and fewer posts, bro. Oh yeah, most definitely he's trolling us. He will be fast. He will be on point. So yeah,
You're not so slick, Ryan. We know your fucking tricks.
We know your games now. Damn it.
You know how you work, motherfucker.
Wish I would have known that in the Haney fight, but oh well.
I know, right? Hey, dude, he fooled us all in the Haney fight.
Oh man,
he was going off like overboard with some of the stuff that he was doing. So I mean, what were we supposed to think? You know, he trolled us all.
I still love the clip. I know. I guess they weren't even in the same room. I guess they put Haney and him together through an edit. But I love when Haney goes, "I don't even think he's taking this serious." I love that. That's so funny, bro. Like fucking yeah, he tricked everyone, man. Tricked everyone.
Side note: if you happen to see light changing on the right side of my face, it's because I have my big screen on right now watching the preseason game of Arizona and Las Vegas Raiders. They're still down. It's now 27-14, although they just got a first down. But yes, Raiders are down 27-14.
Well,
yeah,
I gotta tell you, you can turn off the game. After the starters leave, that's kind of what you're looking at, right? So tonight was about Fernando Mendoza and Kirk Cousins. I didn't see him. I thought the game was at 5:30. I know I'm a dick. I thought it was at 5:30. It was at 5. I missed the first drive. I don't even know how they scored that first touchdown, but it wasn't Mendoza. I was there in front of the TV to see Mendoza come on the field and do his first snap. He played good. He threw some great balls. He was very relaxed in the pocket. When he had to scramble, he did get out. He showed a lot of good signs. But obviously we weren't winning at the end when he went into halftime. Terrible defensive side of the ball for the Raiders tonight. I don't know what the hell is going on, but we're giving up 20-yard runs. We're giving up 3rd down and 11s. It looked really bad on that side. And another thing we looked really bad on, I don't even know, maybe you'll see did we break the record for fucking penalties? Because we had like 5 or 6 going into halftime, dude. Like, dude, they even plays where, who are we playing tonight?
Arizona.
The Cardinals.
Yeah.
The Cardinals. Even plays when the Cardinals got a flag, they're like, no, but the Raiders got a flag too. That's an offset. But I was like, oh, it was so, dude, Miguel, we get new coaches. We get this whole new turnaround. Yet it's the same fucking issues. Linebackers can't fucking stop the run. Fucking guys are offsides. Guys are holding. Just looks dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying? That's what offsides and holding penalties to me are. It's just you're undisciplined. You're not playing. You didn't learn your blocking techniques, or you don't know the play. You got burnt. You know what I'm saying? Didn't get off the ball fast enough. But this is all undisciplined shit. Especially the offside ones when you don't know your own snap count. You know what I'm saying? The quarterback literally tells you what the fuck snap count is before you go in. And on the defensive side, all they're supposed to do is watch the damn ball, right? Don't fucking move before the ball moves, you know? Yeah. So, you know, new coaches wasn't a good look as far as his team. If are they listening to you? You know, he better make these guys run on Monday, man, because they made him look real bad on his opening night. Very Raiderish. I'll give him that.
Very traditional to the Raider tradition.
That's right, bro. I mean, what the fuck? Flag City, fucking 3rd and fucking 18. How about a screen pass for 20? Like, what the fuck?
There is 3.5 minutes left in the last quarter, so just give you a quick update.
Do we have the ball?
Not anymore, at least. I think we just let me see here. They're taking a second to get back to the field, but I don't think so. We had the ball a few moments ago. No, I think Arizona has it now. Yeah. All right. So to stick with the welterweight division, there's been some recent development, or at least it looks like, or at least online, from one Devin Haney and possibly Liam Paro still back into this. I was reading online and looking at some of these posts. I saw recently Jack Caterall, right? He was the last we heard is he was in. He was the one that was in place of Liam Paro, and it looks like we weren't able to get that going, a unification fight there. But Jack Caterall answered the call and stepped up, and it seemed as though, at least from the Monday show, that we might get Devin Haney and Jack Caterall. All right, so definitely, as Andrew said, found the cheapest opponent they can find. I suspected they might even be able to find a cheaper one, but from what I've seen here, Jack Caterall seems a little butthurt because he says he's being used. He's being used by one Devin Haney to smoke out Liam Paro, because recently Devin Haney went online and said, "Hey, I'm the WBO champ. I want that IBF belt." All right. Well, we get it. We knew you wanted that, but unfortunately, that weren't able to get that done. And then who responds to that? None other than Liam Paro saying, "Hey, I'm the IBF champ. I want the WBO belt." So now it's starting to look like maybe they're on the same page again. All of a sudden, again, and I'll probably jump in the gun because it's all just social media shit. For all we know, and not a damn thing is going on behind doors. But that apparently rubbed Jack Caterall the wrong way and was like, yo, either we make the fight or not, fool. Don't be jerking my ass around. Andrew, I understand that most of this is, social media stuff. And you even said this before. I wish we were back at the times where this wasn't around, because this obviously wouldn't be happening in the old days. We just get in there and actually fight, and we being, the fighters, not me literally. But what do you make of this? Is there, do you think there is any truth to what Jack Caterall is saying, that he's kind of being used here by Devin Haney to try to lure Liam Paro back into the picture?
Well, what we need to find out is when Paro and Haney sign, what did Paro sign for? Will it be less than what he was originally offered, or will it be more than what he was originally offered? And then that was the big play right there. Paro was asking for money. DAZN finally forked it up. He got the fight, or vice versa. He was asking for too much. They said, "Fuck it, we'll go with someone else." He said, wait, $1.5 million? All right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what we need to figure out on this. This is my question still tonight. As Bill, I seen him on a podcast, I forgot whose it was, talking that shit about Jay Prince got Shakur and Keyshawn fucked up in those things. Why is it so hard? Why is Paro and fucking Caterall going back and forth about landing the shot with the face of boxing? The $16 million guy, the $40 million guy. why all this talk about this fight with these two? This is blockbuster shit that we need to go back and forth on.
Right.
Back in the day, it was a lotto. You won the lottery. Fucking Sanders is still turning down fights. That's how much money he made off Canelo,
Right. Yeah. That's how much money he made giving up that belt to Canelo. Yeah.
I invested, motherfucker.
Right.
So what's going on with I don't even want to say Devin. I don't want to keep saying his dad because his dad's not the fighter. His dad is the mouth, though. I'll give him that, right? But what's going on with Devin, man? That he cannot get one of these guys already to sign the box. And look, if Caterall's not the guy, great. Why did you have to use him? I don't get what's going on here besides the fact that it is Devin Haney's paycheck that is stalling Devin Haney's career. He signed a contract that the Zone, Turkey, somebody's second guessing or looking at it twice, right? And going, has he made any money? No, sir. No money at all. we thought he was going to fight Ryan Garcia already, sir. Right? Yeah. And Ryan needs
to have the rematch by now, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, and Ryan needs to stop with that fucking, I don't have to give them the fight. They can take that loss. What? When did that become in our timeline? When you fail a drug test and you still get to parade around. There's nobody out there that wants to put him in his place in the media. Do you know back in the day, the media would have put his ass in his place. Like, you didn't win. The Kevin Iolis of the world, right? Even Dan Rayfield back in the day, right? When he had probably a bigger voice with ESPN than what he does right now. Oh, there would have been a story on this. When did a failed drug test make you a winner? The fuck?
Right. When they're missing the weight, make you a fucking winner too.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah. By 3 pounds. By 3 fucking pounds, dude. Not ounces here. So
yeah.
The Zone, they thought that rematch is already. This is Canelo Triple G all over again.
Oh yeah, dude. Triple G 3, right?
Yeah, and Devin Haney's Triple G.
Yeah,
they signed him to too much, bro. Can't make a dime.
So they signed him for too much, right? That's kind of where we're at right now. But is it when you say that the issue might be Devin's money? Is it like the Zone saying, "Shit, we're signing you for so much. We don't really have too much for your fucking opponent unless we make some big bank, and we have to go cheap." Is that essentially what?
That's right. Okay. Of course. Look, everyone thinks that they should be making at least $3 million, probably champions, right? You're gonna give me $3 million. I have a belt, right? They're already fucking on the hook for $6 million with Devin. That's $9 million guaranteed for fighters that don't sell tickets. Devin don't sell tickets, and we know Paro ain't unless they're going to Australia, dude. And who knows even what those ticket prices out there are. If Paro was smart, his people would start releasing, hey, we do 5 million gates. We know they don't. It would have been released. But if they were smart, they would start working that angle. Like, hey, let me pay some of my own what is salary, paycheck, purse. Thank you. By using our arena. My fan base, right? That's why I say I think if Devin went back to the negotiating board and said, all right, I get it. We're not $10 million guys. Turkey's not answering the phone. And remember I said that, guys. That's going to come up again. Turkey's not answering the phone, and boxing needs to be really scared right now. Don't want to burn your bridge with these promoters because you might need them pretty fast here. But they're not answering. Turkey's not answering the phone. He don't give a shit about Caterall. He don't give a shit about fucking Paro. He's not writing that $10 million check. He's already wrote those checks. What did it bring him? It brought him a bunch of guys that want to use him for one fight, right? Yeah. And they're all staying behind their promoters. They're all staying behind that Ali Act to try to get, hey, no, but just pay us for this night. Well, here, sign on my Zuffa deal. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Right? The gold diggers of boxing, right? Like, no, just use them for the payday.
Hey, we will see how this plays out. I'm going to give Dana White and Turkey. It's not Dana, it's Turkey, but Dana loves saying it. We got to give him what was it? 4 more months?
Oh. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess 4 more months to the end of this year. If you want to count January, then maybe 5. But besides that, that's it.
On January 1st should be the report day. That's when the report card comes out, right? That's 1 year. And we know it's been longer than a year, but we'll give him his 1 year to be like, all right, what did we do in 2026? Right? So far, it's Stevenson. And damn, he doesn't have a dance partner anywhere. Stevenson actually looking really sad right now. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was Canelo? That wasn't even this year. Was Canelo Crawford this year?
No, it was September of 2025.
Are they going to bring up 2025?
What besides Canelo Crawford?
Yeah, do you think he's going to have that in his report card about look at what we've done? Does he roll into 2025?
He's already, isn't he already trying to include that? Like, you know, when we made the biggest
fuck, dude, I thought in 2025 he was telling us to watch 2026. So now we're in 2026. And in 2027, we're supposed to give him the report about what 2020, right? I know if I go back to 2025, he's telling me to watch what he does this year. Right. Damn, guy's good, man. He's good because I almost got me. I almost was going to attach 25. No, I'm supposed to watch 26 on what they were supposed to do, 2026, and it's nothing. Right now, seriously, he has nothing, bro. The fights that they do have, they didn't even put AJ versus Fury. They really don't have anything but a checkbook for that fight. That's it. They did nothing else.
And it might not even be 2026. We might not even get it this year.
Oh, don't say it yet.
Right.
I don't think the fight might even. Yeah, we're going to bring it up.
Yes, we will.
But
it is on the docket.
That's the problem they're having with Haney. I don't know why the boxing world isn't pressing more on Devin. Like, why do you think you deserve 6 when they can't give your opponent 3? Have you ever thought of that, Mr. Haney? And how are you going? Why aren't they asking Bill, well, how are you going to fix this? Right? There's all this talk. We're tired of all these opponents, man. Been a long list of maybe this guy, maybe this guy. Oh, we were talking to this guy. When's it going to happen, and what's taking so long is the questions that Bill should be answering. Now, I bet you he isn't as quick to answer those as he is everything else. But we will see.
Yeah. Interesting times. I kind of feel bad for Jack. You know, it seems as though he might have, landed a good spot, and then maybe it's kind of like they pull the rug from underneath him. Not to say that he necessarily deserved a spot like this, but when his name gets brought up and he's like, oh shit, I get kind of, he gets, if I was in his spot, I'm sure I would be pretty excited about landing a potential big fight like that. And then just for it to kind of like, dissolve and the opponent, Devin Haney, going with the original opponent, I would have to assume he'd be pretty pissed, according to how he sounds.
Unfortunately, the timeline shows he was never even in a thought of the Haneys. Right? Because doesn't Devin kind of shoot that fight down immediately with the whole nobody? What did he put Caterall versus Haney? Said nobody. That was a pretty good tweet. Devin don't do too many funny tweets. That was a good one he did right there. But he kind of shot it down right out the gate. Sad. It's just sad. Jack Caterall was the thing that you thought was going to move the needle for you, and maybe it did for Paro. But once we're done with Paro, where are we going from there? Because Miguel, just putting the shiny belt behind you doesn't fucking make you a household name, right? If Paro and Haney does not sell tickets, the next day Haney's still Haney, the guy that can't sell tickets. He just has 2 belts now.
Yeah, but maybe with 2 belts, he thinks he can demand more money.
No, that's what I'm telling you. They're in the same boat. They're in the same boat. If this Paro fight does not go off and they don't get millions of views and Haney doesn't become viral for some knockout or something special he shows that night, it's the same Devin Haney. You cost too much. No one gives a shit about you. Every big opponent we want to put you in with, they want big money too, and there's just no money there. We don't have $20 million for you to fight any welterweight champ. You want to fight Ryan Garcia? Oh, look, Ryan's making 40 million, 30 million just being Ryan. He doesn't need Devin Haney, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's what's happening here with the Haneys and Ryan Garcia. It would be Ryan giving Devin a fucking pay increase.
Yeah.
Ryan's
Damn.
probably like, I'll give you 10 million. You know the Haneys won't go for it, bro.
Yeah.
Especially if this Conor Benn fight does blow up for them. They do good numbers. Tickets sell out. Hey, look, that $6 million, that number hasn't moved in a few days. Didn't you think? I'm not saying sell out, but damn, the ticket's been on sale for a minute now. Maybe it wasn't. Or do you have an update?
No. We're talking about who here?
Ryan and Conor Benn.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I haven't seen any updates on that.
Started hot as shit. 6 million. I was like, all right, it's something to talk about because it was day one, right?
Sure.
Well, what about now? The tickets been on sale for a week or two now. You know what I mean? We're not close to selling out. We're not close to breaking a record. We're at 6 million. Maybe we're at 12 million today. By time fight night comes, I guarantee you this will be top 10, one of the biggest boxing matches Vegas ever knew. We're not seeing anything like that. So obviously the wave of ticket sales probably all went to the second market guys. That 6 million is probably a lot of second market people.
The scalpers.
The scalpers, yeah. So is this fight really that hot?
In regards to the venue, because they're going to do it at the T-Mobile Arena, which holds, up to 20,000, I think, for like a wrestling or a boxing event. Would that be like, could they have, or should they have just gone to a smaller arena like the MGM, which I think holds between 15 and 16,000? Maybe they can kind of damn near guarantee that place will be fucking packed, but maybe not so much, because obviously they would be hindering themselves to deliberately go to a smaller arena and not giving themselves the best possibility to get as much money out of the tickets as possible. But when you see the big arena and you see that the tickets aren't moving as fast anymore, they were initially, but not anymore, wouldn't it have been a good idea to at least go to a slightly smaller arena like the MGM or Mandalay Bay, which I think is slightly smaller than that, to at least guarantee or damn near guarantee a sellout?
For the numbers that most big events put out, 20,000 people should not be a lot to sell out a fight, especially when you're talking about a Super Bowl fight like a Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn. Both sides of the pond, they're known fighters. Ryan having a huge fan base here in America, should be in Las Vegas. There's a big presence of boxing fans in Las Vegas. And I remember the MGM being bigger than 15 or 16. Are you talking Mandalay Bay, bro? Because I know Mandalay Bay was the smallest one back in the day. Then it was MGM, and then Thomas and Mack. I think Thomas and Mack held the most, but I want to say that I thought the MGM held at 17 or higher, but maybe I'm mistaken. But either way, I feel like 20,000 shouldn't be a lot to ask when you're talking about one of the biggest fights. Miguel, last week we said it was the biggest fight of this year, right?
Yeah.
So it should be sold out. I mean, even the UFC brought Conor and McGregor back. They sold out in fucking minutes.
Yeah, that's
right.
Yes.
And we're over here for weeks. So Ryan's he could really pull himself away from Devin Haney if the numbers do show up. Because you guys, we don't know what the tickets are. Maybe they sold fucking 12 million. They just haven't announced it yet. They're sitting on it, right? So if the tickets are doing good and Ryan does great numbers on Paramount, the fight with Devin Haney gets farther away. It gets pushed down the road even more because Devin, now you are just a negative. Devin Haney, he really does need to change. This next fight is huge for him because I really think DAZN says no. I already think Turkey knows what Devin Haney is. He's worked with him many times. The ratings sucked every time. So I think he already knows what he's worth. He's not going to give him that same contract, right? And then you're going to have DAZN going, you know what? Now we're backing out of this one. Yeah, so there's some we got to get him an opponent first, but there's a lot of writing on this next fight for Devin Haney and I'm going to say what I keep telling you guys is his paycheck. I don't think it's the other guys. Bullshit. I've never seen a guy superstar take this long getting an opponent. And then the way that we just announced he was using Caterall to leverage Paro. What a fucking joke! That's a joke. Are we being serious right now? Like you're using the 10th ranked guy to do the 5th ranked guy? I thought you're the face of boxing. Both of these dudes would have been like, bro, I'll give you $1 million. Just let me fight you.
Right.
Give me 500K. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
this is the most money I've ever made in my life. Like what the fuck?
let's bring back Baltimore to coax out Liam Paro. Why not?
Yeah.
While we're at it.
I know Floyd should tweet that. Floyd should be like, remember when I gave my opponents 12 million? Oh, those are the days.
Right.
Those don't take my name out your mouth. Bill.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But don't be mentioning me, knowing damn well that your son could barely fucking sell a ticket.
Pay his own bill. He could barely pay himself, probably. And
Right.
I would not be as surprised if we heard down the road DAZN says no. We took a hit on him every time we thought the Garcia fight was going to happen. It's going to be fucking Triple G.
Didn't Hearn say that? Didn't Hearn say that? I mean, I'm sure he said that about everybody at this point, but specifically Devin Haney. Did he not say? I mean, maybe I'm mistaking him for one of the other people that he said that about, but I thought he said that about Haney as well too.
That they thought they were already going to have the Garcia fight.
No, no. That they lost money on him.
Oh, hey, probably. I mean, bro, they gave him 16 million for the Brian Norman one.
Oh, Lord.
They never gave us a fucking rating. And dude, I heard a rumor. It's a rumor. I heard the subscriptions for DAZN in America are fucking shit. Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, understandably so. You know,
right.
That's back to last week. My bone to pick with them. They're gonna up the price again. Like, and look, we're good. We can have this discussion until we're blue in the face. But at the very least, with the UFC, we have the Paramount Plus for $7-8, whatever, and we get everything. You know what I'm saying? Like literally everything at a good price. Here we're paying close to $40 now, and we're not getting the number one dude. I mean, we in DAZN
on their face,
yeah. So it's just like shit, and they're gonna have it on theirs on the Paramount, and then they're gonna move him back. The deal is he's gonna go back, right? But I don't know. It just seems like a jip. We're paying this much money on top of like if you're not paying the ultimate subscription or something like that, right? You still have to pay the pay-per-view on top of that.
And look at the bullshit they're giving us this weekend. RJ and Orlando Brown. Did you see the Misfits?
Oh, bro, shit. Is that what it is? Misfits? No,
yeah. Hey, don't hold me to that. It's that DAZN celebrity bullshit. Oh, it was a shit show, dude. And I only seen it because it came on my feed. I'm not watching DAZN looking for this stuff.
You weren't tuning in watching, but no, okay, all right.
Oh no,
just double checking. I thought you were going in that direction, Andrew. I was going to have to start pulling you back.
They had Kanye. I think she's Kanye's ex as like the announcer with some other. I believe super. I don't know what it is. There was someone standing next to her, though. She looked kind of weird.
Plasticky.
Hey, I don't know what the fuck was going on, Miguel, but it didn't look like boxing people. I want to say the model industry. How about that one? There's a better term. You know how model people could look kind of woo,
yes,
but they're in the model industry. It's what they do. They got to stand out. So they had them two as announcers. Orlando Brown looks old as fuck. Like, dude, I don't even know why he's doing this fight. If RJ does not knock out Orlando Brown, RJ needs to he's not a celebrity anymore. They got to be done with it. They cancel him. They need to cancel him if he cannot beat Orlando. Orlando Brown looked bad, bro. Overweight, old. I don't know if the dude's even a man or not. Like, he acts hella soft. He acts hella soft, bro. Like, when he fights, I don't know if he's going to go, or if he's actually gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't I'm not watching it. I'll watch it when Instagram, make sure you send me the highlights of their RJ Orlando Brown fight. That's all I got. That's all I'm gonna give them right there. But shit show, and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking of what you keep telling me about these shit shows that they're forcing down our subscription, right? Yeah. Are you serious right now? How did DAZN fall into this league?
Right. After them, I mean, they're only called the home of boxing because they have the majority of the promoters there. But when the product that they give us is crap, which many weekends it is, I don't know if you can call them the home of boxing in that sense.
And this one's worse than crap. It's like, this is fucking bad, dude. This press conference was bad. Orlando Brown is a weird character. He's very untrustworthy. I wouldn't trust him on a live feed at all. You know what I'm saying? Because the dude, he does outlandish shit to go viral, right? That's how he gets paid. He's even said it on hot mics where half the shit he's saying is fucking untrue. He's just trying to go viral. He's just trying to make some money. But you can't trust those kind of guys because they got no bar. They got no line. You know what I mean? They cross the line whenever they can. So I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to bite RJ or some shit at the fucking
or headbutt him or something.
Yeah, exactly. If RJ's really winning this, so you kick him in the nuts, do something stupid, bro. You know, to just keep his outlandish character going instead of him getting knocked out or something. You know what I mean? RJ, I think, has already been knocked out. If I'm not mistaken, he was just knocked out
in an MMA fight. Yeah, it was basically
an MMA fight.
Yeah, they had smaller gloves. Like it was still in the ring, but I want to say it was an MMA bat. Yeah.
These guys are stupid. It's Jake Paul. That's the downside of the Jake Paul effect.
That's the cons, right? Exactly. There's good stuff and there's bad stuff, and this is the really bad stuff. But thank you, DAZN, for that. Oh, jeez.
No, not thank you, DAZN. This is what we're saying. They need to get rid of, bro.
Yeah, that was sarcastic.
Stop with this bullshit, man. Dude, who's really watching this? I don't know how they think
the TikTokers, no, the young folks that, I mean, these guys are old, right? Reggie's old, so I mean, I don't know who the fuck still knows him. So I don't know who the hell would tune in to watch this, but that's
his Pornhub video with one Kim K might still be the thing keeping him afloat, bro.
Keeping his name out there.
Yes.
Keeping his name in the search engine.
One. Well, I was gonna say that one night she probably wished she didn't do, but no, that's what made her a billionaire too.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Exactly. She's probably still spending that same amount of money that she fucking had back then that she earned from that.
Yep.
All right. Anything else you want to add to this Caterall, Paro, Devin Haney triangle?
I hope not. By Sunday, Miguel, we have a fucking opponent. Are you serious? I don't want any more updates on Devin Haney. No, not doing it. No,
unless it's an official signature of a fight.
That's right.
Right, and I think one of the dates that they had proposed was sometime in October or something like that. So we're rapidly approaching October. We're midway in August, so we're no more than 6-7 weeks away from October. So things better. There better be some ink to paper here in the near future. Alrighty. So the next one here. This one, I guess we kind of sort of seen this one coming. I didn't expect anything to happen with this, but turns out Edwin De Los Santos' appeal rejected. His KO loss to Jose Valenzuela still stands. All right, a couple of paragraphs here from Boxing Scene. The Nevada State Athletic Commission has denied Edwin De Los Santos' appeal for a change of decision to his second round knockout loss to Jose Rayo Valenzuela on the 28th of June main event of Zuffa boxing card in Las Vegas. De Los Santos protested that the former WBA 140-pound champ Valenzuela punched him while he was downed on the canvas. I believe a few seconds before he was stunned, so he kind of went down, right? Clinching his, I don't know why you word they used clinching, but clinching his inability to rise before the referee's Thomas Taylor's 10 count. But in its response to the appeal from De Los Santos' manager, Adrian Clark, the commission's executive director, Jeff Mullen, cited state rules emphasizing the referee's latitude as sole arbiter in addressing such matters. So basically what they're saying, in the moment, it's up to the referee. If the referee wants to include any sort of instant replay afterwards, then it's at his discretion. And if he didn't say, yo, that was too late, or yo, he was already down, then essentially it stands. So that's what the Athletic Commission is saying. At the end of the day, the final word will come from referee Thomas Taylor, and he didn't say jack shit about it. Quite frankly, nobody did. I don't even think Max Kellerman mentioned anything in the interview in the ring after the fight. So that essentially was the swat down on De Los Santos' appeal. When I first read that he was going to give it a try, I posed the question to Andrew. Do you remember any time in recent history where any appeals were done anything? You had brought up Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney and that fight being overturned. I'm not sure if it was specifically an appeal or not, but regardless, it was overturned. And I think any time before that, it might have been Devin Haney and Vasily Lomachenko. I believe Lomachenko was trying to appeal the decision. Ultimately, nothing came of that. And quite frankly, that's kind of what these appeals look like. It just seems like nothing's going to happen. Andrew, you mentioned that you thought maybe this one might have been a little different because of how flagrant it was. But I mean, are we surprised here that the Athletic Commission is saying no to De Los Santos?
Well, yeah, because they're saying something that I think all fighters should now put in their back pocket. So the commission is saying there's nothing they can do. Talk to the ref. But I can almost guarantee you on the night of the fight, before a fighter blows the fuck up because he's being robbed, they all say, well, just make a protest with the commission. So which one is it? Are we supposed to get a protest with the commission? Or should I get the fucking ref by the back of his neck and make him watch the tape and tell me that I wasn't hit on the fucking ground in front of live television? Which one should I do? Because if you don't want me to have a fucking burst out in the middle of the ring, then maybe the commission should take these protests or these what would it be? Appeals a little more serious. Now look, you guys, with that being said, behind closed doors, they probably said, hey, we're gonna make a third fight. All right, Dana already called you guys. Dana already said it, or yeah, this is Dana. Dana already said it, because they already did. Third fight's coming. You'll make a little bit more money. Can we this just go away?
Just
oh yeah, fucking who cares? As long as that third fight comes, but I can almost guarantee you, if Stevenson and Rayo isn't the next fight, Rayo's probably fighting De Los Santos on the third time. So that's what I believe is the outcome of this. Half the time that these appeals are happening, right? There's going to be a rematch.
And there's already some sort of solution kind of, being formulated that isn't exactly anything different from the appeal per se, but rather it's like, yo, sweep this under the rug. We'll figure out another way to get this fixed. And we'll just call it a day.
Bro, it was all over Zuffa's comment section. They had their bots really going. Like, third fight would be fire, and just flames and flame. Like, never knew there were so many Zuffa fans and interested in the fucking De Los Santos and Rayo matchup.
And magically, De Los Santos has a whole bunch of fans. They're like, yeah, give him the third fight, give him the third round. I mean,
you guys are fucking diehard over here.
I'm telling you, you underestimate the Zuffa zombies, Andrew.
Yeah, the Zuffa bots. Bunch of kids in India, maybe.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. Texting with their feet, I guess. But I'm certain that we're going to eventually. I mean, that of course that is if we don't get Rayo and Shakur. But let's go down that rabbit hole. Let's say we do get Shakur and Rayo. Does that mean maybe the Athletic Commission is like, yo, so De Los Santos, we'll give you the winner. How about that? Okay, fair enough. Boom, boom, boom.
Most definitely. The behind the scenes, you never know how that works out. Even Zuffa could strike a deal with him, right? To make this go away where it doesn't look bad. Even though, I mean, if we were a major sport,
all right,
this would look bad, right? And it's not that other sports haven't gotten through it, because they have. We've seen major fuck up, dude. In the NFL, there's been times where the play clock is going when it's supposed to stop, and the league just responds with, oh, well, you got to catch that live. There's nothing we can do about it right now. Yeah, and
it's too late now.
Yeah, they didn't get their kickoff in time or some shit to win the game. Those kind of incidents is. And then with the refs, bonus calls, missed calls. What about that championship game? The Rams and the Saints? Remember the pass interference on the sideline where the defender literally went, "I knew I got burnt. I wasn't going to let him catch that ball." That was his statement after the fight. They didn't turn that one on. Miguel, it's one of the worst. If you haven't seen it, just put and not right now, but I'm saying look up Saints Rams no call. I bet you that's all you have to put in there. It's one of the worst fucking plays ever, and it's at the end of the game, dude. It's literally the game-winning drive, the game-winning catch. The catch that would have put them in field goal range to win a championship game, to get them to I believe, the Super Bowl. The ref was like, "What? What happened?"
The ref was like fucking Sandra Bullock and the Bird Box movie, right, with the red fucking bandana.
He was like, "I don't see where it says he's supposed to catch the ball on the sideline."
All right.
Nah, dude, I didn't see shit. You weren't even supposed to catch that ball. What are you doing trying to catch the ball? Like, that's how bad it is, dude. There had to be a script. There had to be. That's how bad this play is. Never before. Bro, and I'm coming from the snowball game, the Charles Wood game, did he fumble? That's
explain that real quick, because I got to plug in my laptop. I guess it's dying. But go ahead and give us an explanation of that snowball one.
Everybody knows it was a snowball game. That was when Tom Brady did a pump fake, and Charles Woodson was blitzing out of the cornerback position, strips the ball. He stripped Brady. Brady's hand was his pump fake was even connected to his other hand when Charles Woodson made that strip, and they didn't give it to us. But I'm telling you right now, that fucking Saints game is worse than, and I'm a Raider, bro. It's on my arm, you guys. But I'm telling you right now.
The ink, showing the ink.
Yeah, no, I'm diehard for Oakland Raiders. You're right. That fucking game hurt, bro. That was a Super Bowl run. Oh no, you know what? We still had to play Pittsburgh, I think. We had to play Steelers, but they had some fucking whack ass quarterback. What was his name? Steelers had a whack ass quarterback. We could have ran them, but yeah, they fucked us. But the Saints Rams, look that up, dude. It's the worst call I've ever seen in professional sports. So to bring this back together, we have seen this in major sports. So boxing, maybe they would have gotten by, but it's still not a good look. Nobody cares. The guy was hit on the ground. I hope he gets his third fight. Look, Zuffa, they have a little momentum with it, so why not run with it? I don't think Stevenson Ryo gets him anything, bro. It's the same views. I don't see Stevenson. Stevenson fans or diehard boxing fans, I don't see them giving up a Saturday for Ryo. 14-3? Is that his record? Are you fucking serious right now? 14-3.
I'm gonna pull it up right here.
Pull it up, dude. It's a fucking disgusting record, bro. He has no winning streak. He has no huge wins. It's a joke that Max Kellerman's like, he's the hottest fighter in boxing. That was such a joke when Max Kellerman said that shit. But no, I don't think that fight moves the needle at all.
16-3.
Oh, so I was worse.
Yeah.
What did I say? 14-3?
14-3.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ryo. 16-3. You big winner, you. Hopefully he had a winning streak somewhere in that 16-3.
With 10 knockouts.
Is that the hot part?
Yeah, that's him hot. That's what makes him hot, yo. I mean, one of them was against Los Santos, I suppose, right? The most recent one.
It was. just don't show it on TV. You're like, hey, Dad, this is MMA? No, son, that was illegal as fuck. What he did there.
Yeah. It's like, what? Why did he get his back and like punching under his armpit? Like that's just they're letting him do that now, I guess. In Zuffa, that's what Zuffa does. All right. Anything else you want to add to this De Los Santos appeal rejection before we move on to the next topic?
No, sir.
All right. So on the topic of Zuffa / UFC, I saw a recent article regarding the UFC's current condition, at least money condition. If you guys remember, they signed a very lucrative $7 billion 7-year deal with Paramount Plus. Grotesquely overpaid, but regardless, they did it. And how bad did they overpay? You ask. Well, I'm here to tell you this. According to what I recently read here, Paramount adds 2 million streaming subscribers, all right, in Q2, quarter two. Earnings still dip as cord cutting continues. All right. Quick couple of paragraphs from this article. Despite adding millions of subscribers to Paramount Plus, David Ellison's Paramount slash Skydance saw its revenue dip in the second quarter compared to the same period a year ago. According to a report by Brian Steinberg in Variety, Paramount Plus added roughly 2 million subscribers in Q2, largely on the back of its exclusive broadcast deal with the UFC in the United States. As such, revenue for Paramount's streaming business rose 9% to $2.5 billion, with revenue for Paramount Plus alone seeing a 16% surge. Subscribers growth that included FIFA, soccer, and so on and so forth. Despite the positive news on the streaming front, Paramount's net earnings fell to $41 million, down from $57 million in quarter two of 2025. So they dropped from last quarter or from this time last year from 57 million to 41 million. That's what, 16, Andrew, if I'm doing it correctly?
I didn't even. Yeah.
It was 57 million, then now it's 41. The decline, as one would expect, is largely due to the continuation of cord cutting and the erosion of the pay TV bundle. Revenue from Paramount's television operations fell 9% from 3.5 billion to 3.12 billion in the second quarter. That downturn includes a 6% decline in distribution fees. The per subscriber payment Paramount earns from cable and satellite providers like DirecTV and Comcast. Those fees remain the lifeblood of companies like Paramount despite their concerted push into streaming. So they're down, going from 57 million to 41 million from this quarter two, from last year's quarter two to this year's quarter two, going down from 57 to 41 million. So in addition to the great subscribers, I think it's at 2 million that they reached, even that isn't enough to keep them out of the red. We figured that was going to be the case. Of course, we had said it from the very beginning. There's no way Paramount is going to be making this amount of money back, but it's still a net loss regardless. Now, Andrew, looking at the numbers here from quarter two last year being 57 million to quarter two this year, 41 million, roughly about 16. It's a loss, but is that something to be like, holy shit, that's a big fucking deal? Or is it like, okay, it's a loss, yeah, but it's not that bad?
$16 million loss in 1 year is probably a bad thing to the bosses. Especially when you think you just signed the hottest sport in the world. Because when you give somebody $7.7 billion when they were only offered $1.5 billion by the other company, you're saying it's the hottest sport in the world. And we need this sport or we go flatline. And they said, okay, go sign him, Timmy. I don't know if that's the man's name.
We'll say that's what it is.
Yeah. Timmy went out there and signed him. And they're in the negative this year.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Timmy, I'm a little bit
compared
nervous.
To quarter two last year. Yep.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to tell you guys something else. This article might get Paramount in trouble with FIFA. If FIFA don't let anyone take their shine, you gotta remember those guys think they run the world, man, and they kind of do.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that they pretty much do. Yeah. I mean, just look at the fucking.
They might shut me down, right?
Right.
Like, send a lawyer on him, just one. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Send us. He just says you can't be talking shit about us like that. Like, all right, sorry.
So yes, they do run the world, sports world, and freaking bro. Everyone's saying that subscriptions might be coming from the World Cup. Do you imagine? Can you imagine if FIFA gets their hands on some proof that it wasn't the big UFC company and it was actually? You remember those 1 or 2 games we showed on Paramount? Yeah, motherfuckers. That's what brought in 1 million pay-per-view buys that weekend. Why didn't you guys give it? Matter of fact, we're not going to Paramount in 4 years.
Yeah,
you just lost us. Do you know how bad it's going to be, bro? How many views did UFC 250 get? How many views did the World Cup get?
Oh yeah, not even close.
You know what I'm? Hey, bro, you better watch what you talk. How you're talking. Hey, I'm dead
Like,
serious.
put some respect behind FIFA's name.
You put some respect behind those viewership numbers, bro. We're talking. They said billions of people watch this shit, and you're over here like, oh, the UFC. Yeah, we got soccer too. You know, that soccer was on there, but man, this UFC. No, dude, that's not what happened there. And they better make sure FIFA don't fucking find out about their numbers that they brought, because I think you're going to see FIFA respond and not a good way to Paramount.
Yeah, I mean, the article says that it's attributed to that as well, but they didn't specify how much or anything like that. They just said, "Oh yeah, they sure helped." Like, are you sure it's not the other way around? It wasn't like the fucking like FIFA getting all this shit, and the UFC kind of was like, "Oh, a little nudge." Are you sure it wasn't like that? Shit.
Timmy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a meeting. Timmy, close the door behind you. Close the door. It's like, well, why is HR here? Just close the door. Anyway, that was kind of fun. I noticed that.
It's still in the red.
Yes.
The viewerships weren't that great. I gotta say that Dana White's report card on this side of the ball doesn't seem to be good. Oh, here's another one, you guys. I remembered. This was the article I was waiting for. Okay. This was backed by Paramount. This is Paramount's numbers. This is what they did. Do you see anywhere in there, Miguel, where it talks about their 34 million in one night, 17 million in one night, the home of the MMA?
No, nope.
Not one confirmation about anything Dana White spews out of his fucking mouth about this thing. I'm just puzzled that fucking Paramount hasn't gone, what? We did 34 million? What? We did 1 billion fucking impressions on our social media apps? Put that on there. What? We're the face of the MMA at 34 million streams? Put that on there. You think you would just stack it? Instead, they literally said, yeah, this is our numbers, but we're in debt. Hey, man, whatever. And it's been like this for a while with the UFC. More power to them, though. Them guys are hustlers. They keep getting these white boys to give them money, even though the sport ain't fucking growing. Because that's who I got to think is behind this shit. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's that actor, Jonas. What's that fucktard's name that just got eaten alive?
Jonah Hill?
Jonah, is that the one that said, "I'll destroy you"?
Yeah, but he's a comedian. No,
no. It's what I told you, though, Miguel. That's 90% of their fan base right there. Dudes that roll on the fucking mat, and now they think they're the fucking hardest shit in the world. And what else makes you look harder than the real UFC guy? You know, the guys that are actually punching and kicking and doing everything else. That's 90% of their fucking fan base right there. It has that attitude that Jonah has, right? They would put on their gis. No knock to my open mat guys. Love you guys to death.
And I have a gi too. Don't forget that.
All right. You have a gi too. Hey, but you know what?
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? They clinged on to that sport like there ain't no tomorrow. It's sort of like we do with boxing. How many times you see Latin guys like Mexico? Filipinos too. They were the worst, bro, because they're like fucking.
Oh, they really were though. They really were, dude. Like at least Mexican fans knew boxing. People were Manny fans. They didn't give two fucks about boxing. They're just like, I'm a Manny Pacquiao fan. It's like, yo, he's fighting Marcus for the third time. It's gonna be kind of difficult. Oh, he's whoop his ass. Like, what the fuck did you say? You know, like, yo, do you know boxing or are you just fan of Manny? What the hell?
For some reason, when our guy wins, we all think we're hard. You know?
Like, I fucking told you shit.
That's how Mexicans get down. That's Mexican style. Like, what, bro? No, it doesn't work like that. But whatever, you can run with it. But so we all do that. We are all guilty of the same shit. The American lighter complected people never really. They lost all of that. Oh. UFC brought that back. So fucking shout out to Dana White for they keep turning the dollar on this shit. The numbers just aren't there, but they somehow keep turning the money around. So more power to them. But this was the article, Miguel, that I was waiting for, and I don't see the proof. I don't see any evidence that this thing was a good sell.
Well,
I don't
it's seeing the evidence in the opposite direction, not necessarily in the good
exactly,
direction. Yeah.
exactly. If Jake Paul, I'm all over this report. I
Mm.
really am. Like, hey Dana, tell your guys to back your fucking numbers. Netflix did mine. Netflix did with AJ, right? Netflix did with Canelo Crawford. You know what I'm saying? They backed their numbers. They put out, dude. There's that one post where it has like all these things that they broke. I know it's all social media shit. You know, so many hits on YouTube and so many hits on this and so many impressions on our pages. I know it's all that, but they still back their numbers. And then they had their actual. We did 46 million for Crawford. This we did 100 and something million. Like they actually did that too. Step your game up, Paramount, or they're lying.
Very true. Anything else we'd like to add to this UFC Paramount still in the red?
Let me cover my tracks.
Okay.
Jonas Hill.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill is only 90%. The other 10% I'll go to open mat. Dudes are hella hard over there, right? Right. No, because I'm not getting choked out, Miguel.
We saw your show, Andrew. Put on that fucking gi. Get on the mat right now.
Exactly, dude. That's not happening. It's not happening. It's the 90% out of Tracy. They're all out of Tracy, bro. Fuck out of here.
Everybody
hey, we got our guys fighting again though. They fight MMA. They do jiu-jitsu and shit, but they do real MMA at the Chicken Ranch, I think on Friday. Maybe I pop up. I went to the last one, you know that.
Yeah.
Both, yeah. We had 2 out of 3 winners. I think all 3 of them are fighting again. So I'll have a report for you on this weekend. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, send me pictures. I'm down.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So moving on. This one kind of surprised me a little bit, but kind of sort of didn't. It seems as though we did bring it up recently that there seems to be more rumblings of a delay with one Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. We've been hearing a lot of stuff. The main thing being that there is a delay primarily because there is still a dispute over the venue. Now, the venue could just be the arena, or the venue could just be literally like, whether it's going to happen in the United States or England or the UK specifically, or the other way around, I should say UK or England specifically, Wembley Stadium, whichever the case may be. But it seems as though right now that's the real hurdle that we just can't seem to get over. The last I saw, the delay is still going on. When the fight was started to pick up some steam, it seemed as though we were possibly going to get this fight before the end of the year, sometime in November, I believe was the last month that I saw. Time, we're getting there, right? I know we still got some time, but there's still enough time to have them decide whether or not we're going to make it this year or not. But as time goes on and I'm seeing more and more reports about this fight delaying, I'm not so confident anymore that we're going to get it this year. That's what we were talking about earlier, right? It's starting to look like more and more it might not actually happen this year. Well, if you hear Eddie Hearn talk about this, there's a chance this fight might not happen at all. Yes, literally at all. After all this shit that we're going through, he has gone on record as to say, me and Anthony Joshua have made it a point to include in the contract that the fight must be in the UK. Nowhere specifically, but it should be in the UK. All right, let me go ahead and read a couple of paragraphs that I've read here. One in particular, a quote from one Eddie Hearn. He says, speaking to the Punch podcast, he says, if they announce the fight without an agreement in place with them, I'm saying, to change the venue, meaning the United States, there will be no fight, and we ain't bluffing. So a couple of excerpts from this here. Speaking to the Punch podcast in Australia, Eddie Hearn explained that he and Anthony Joshua are resisting efforts to move their proposed fight with Tyson Fury to the United States, insisting that their contract requires the bout to be staged in the United Kingdom. The quote goes on to say, Everybody wants to do the fight in New York apart from Anthony Joshua and me. And this is Eddie Hearn, a quote. We are under a huge amount of pressure, and we are being told by Turkey Al Sheikh that those guys, that Netflix in particular, really want to do the fight in the US. But we haven't signed the contract. Or we wouldn't sign the contract, saying that when the contract is presented for the fight to be in the US, they won't sign it if the fight was in America. So we have to get this discussion more so. He goes on to say, the other day they wrote to us. I'm assuming Netflix. I'm not sure who they is here, but he says they wrote to us just to let you know we like to announce the fight for New York. And I said, no, you can't. There might be a situation where they go for it and they do announce it, and if you probably see me coming out quite quickly saying no fight. He lastly goes on to say, I promise you, if they announce that fight without the agreement, I already said that quote. Sorry, this is the next one. He says, we kind of want to say, well, if you do want to do it in America, you've got to pay us a lot of money. It says, because we are not really bothered about the money. We want it in England. I've heard Eddie Hearn say that they are willing to outprice themselves so much that the Netflix doesn't find it affordable or viable to do it in the US. So Eddie Hearn is putting his foot down here saying, dude, if you guys are really going to try to fight and call my bluff, try me, homie, because there will be no fight. So not only did we go from holy hell, we might get this fight, hell, we might get it in the United States. I mean, at first it was going to be in the UK, but we're going to get it at 4 a.m. over there, so we can get it at prime time here. It's going to be on Netflix and da-da-da-da. Now it seems we might not get the fight at all. Andrew, is Eddie Hearn right here to put his foot down and say, yo, we said in the UK or no fucking fight? Or is this one of those cases where he's just being kind of immature and saying, I want my ball and I'm going to go home on this one?
It's the greatest power move ever played by a promoter. Look, if they want the fight, pay us. If you don't take the fight, Anthony Joshua still has a career in the heavyweight division as far as Eddie Hearn's concerned, right? We just talked about the heavyweight division is kind of up for grabs all over again. Yes, he was knocked out by Dubois, right? So bad things can happen, but is it the end of AJ if he doesn't get Fury? Half of the UK that I see writing about this fight don't even give two shits about it anymore. It literally turned into Lewis versus Tyson. You guys, Lewis and Tyson was successful financially because they sold tickets at a lot of high prices up front and people bought into it. And I think the same thing will happen with the UK fans when AJ and Tyson, if they do get in the ring, were to get in the ring, I think people would go there just to say they were there so that it would still seem successful. But as far as the respect or the history that night put on, fuck no. Everyone knew that fight was a dud fight. Tyson was way past his prime. He was going to get knocked out. It was it wasn't what it was supposed to be. Even though financially good, it wasn't what it's supposed to be. That's what it seems like Tyson Fury versus AJ has fallen into over there in the UK. Fans saying they won't stay up that late. Fans saying they won't travel to America to watch this. You know what I mean? They give two shits about these old men. There's things like that, right? It is them saying you're going to pay us, and I think it's DAZN also stepping in and saying we're kind of done with the Netflix thing. Miguel, we talked about this for weeks. When is DAZN going to say no more? We don't care about your money, Turkey. We have a fucking baby that we've been raising over here before you ever came. This is our baby. We're in a great spot right now to this thing is either going to fucking float off into the sunset as the home of boxing, Miguel, or it sinks after this year, this 2 years, whatever money they have in the bank to pay off these companies for as long as they can keep them all under one umbrella. This thing needs to start turning a profit. And you're not going to turn a profit if you keep giving your fucking fighters away to Netflix and to whatever fuck Turkey says. They were all millionaires before Turkey, right? Really the only... I can't say that because they say that in the Ali Act, the promoters give most of the money to the fighters. The money was good while it lasted, but the money was still good when Turkey wasn't here, right? So they can go back and still make, like we said, you guys, what was it? Conor made 8 million with Eubank. He made 16 million with Regis. 8 million still ain't a bad number either. Right?
Right, right.
I don't see you standing in no soup line anytime soon if you're making 8 million a fight. You know what I'm saying? So this is a great power move, man. And I think it's one that needs it. Look, when you can see that your opponent, and Eddie Hearn, I'm telling you, thinks of Turki Ali Sheik as an opponent now. He's not a friend. He's not a business partner. This dude literally tried to stab everybody in the back and take their companies. I think it's game on now. Now it's like, I am an outcry. They don't give a fuck about Netflix. They're praying that DAZN makes it. Why would they care about Netflix, right? It's
and this could be another one of those Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn situations. Like, why would you go over there? Like, I'm paying the subscription. It's even better for the fan. Like, yes, I don't want to have to go get another subscription. I'm okay with the ultimate package or whatever the shit. If I already have it, really, I'm not going to get the one. I mean, mind you, DAZN is, I mean, it's not, it's kind of sort of considered an English, brand over there, streaming service, because we get the two primary English promoters with Queensberry and Matchroom over there. So that's kind of the majority. That's what I remember it being when I first, got DAZN. I was like, oh shit, there's a lot of UK fights, and they still air them, right? So it would make sense for that to be over there, right? And if you are a DAZN subscriber and you have the ultimate package, shit, yes. Why the hell wouldn't you want to be able to see the two English dudes, that want to, they've been circling each other for well over a decade, but this would be also a good thing for fans who also have that and not have to go to fucking Netflix, which they might have Netflix anyway, but you get my point. What's the point of paying this when I have to go get a subscription elsewhere?
Oh, I totally get your point. And I got to bring up the lawsuit again. Now you're telling me AJ and Ryan Garcia weren't on the feed this year?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, talk about false advertising,
Damn.
Is there? I am not a lawyer, but there's got to be something like called a trap, something in the rule. But like, dude, you can't do that. You can't literally put faces of people on your sale, and then as soon as you sell, go, oh yeah, but these guys, I'd be ready. Yeah, now does it still look good? No.
Right. Yeah. So let's hope. Now, I guess, in your opinion, I know this is a good power move for Eddie and really DAZN, but what would be the better end result? Like, what would benefit? Not everybody's going to benefit from it. Rather, they go to Netflix, or the fight takes place on DAZN, because there's going to be some people on Netflix like, what the fuck, bring it over here. So not everybody's going to be happy. I get that, right? But who will be, or which decision, which end result would have the most people happy? Is it going to Netflix, or is it staying on DAZN?
All right, so there's two parts. There's two parts to this drama here, this story. When we talked about Netflix, people are going to go, damn, Andrew a few months ago was acting like Netflix was a savior to boxing. Now all of a sudden I'm saying Eddie's pulling the greatest power move of all time by keeping it off of Netflix. DAZN didn't control everyone under their umbrella. And I think right now, if you're a real boxing fan and you really want this sport to succeed and move on, we have to root for DAZN to make it. They have to give, dude, like, we need the numbers to change. We need them to start posting. We need them to be HBO. If you're going to be HBO, then you need to be fucking HBO and be the home of boxing. You need to be the platform that every fighter is gunning to get on. We're not going to be that if we're giving our biggest fights to some fucking pimp that just comes and he throws a few dollars at us and we're like, yeah, let's go. Party's over there tonight. Right? It's not cool to DAZN and the money that they have put into this. And I wouldn't have said this 2 months ago. But 2 months ago, we didn't have every umbrella under this.
We were in a different spot 2 months ago.
We're in a different spot 2 months ago. Sort of like my views on Jake Paul, right? Yeah, I can change. I'm changing my opinion about Netflix because it doesn't look long term, right? It looks like they just like events. I think you said that.
Yeah.
And not the longevity of the sport. where DAZN obviously is looking for longevity. So I'm got to root for DAZN, man, even though I know it's an uphill battle. We're down some men and we're going up against fucking an empire, right? But we have the guys to do it. We have all of them.
We have the army, right? We have the army. It's just a matter of like getting them together, getting them to face one another, and putting it on the DAZN. So it's not like they don't have the manpower.
We need them to get the illusion that $16 million is going to be coming from Turkey every time. We need that to go. You know, because I think right now that's why you got guys stalling. They're not signing the kind because they just think, what if that phone rings? What if he? But dude,
holding out until that phone rings.
We've been now. You said Turkey did announce that he has some kind of announcement for UK fans.
Yes. Let me go ahead and pull up my screenshot here. So, I've looked on also on Facebook, the Fight Club 24/7, under a video of Anthony Joshua finishing or stopping Christian Pranga. Turkey posted a comment. He says, "I am bringing many big surprises to the United Kingdom. Boxing and sports fans follow me to see." So kind of cryptic a little bit, right? It's not like he's giving us specifics, but obviously if he's posting this on a video that has Anthony Joshua knocking out Christian Pranga, you can kind of connect the dots and come to the conclusion that he's alluding that he might have a surprise for us here lined up that will ultimately result in Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury in the UK. He also says, and sports fans, so I'm not sure what additionally he's talking about. As I understand it, he pulled out of the bid to purchase a football club, a soccer team. I'm not sure where the soccer team is from. I forgot the name, but I think it's over there in the UK as well. I could be wrong. But anyway, point is, maybe he's alluding to that as well. But from what this cryptic message, what I'm concluding, I guess, is that it seems as though he's trying to give us a teaser that we might actually get this fight in the UK.
Sort of.
Yeah, it's very mild. It's very mild. But I mean, when he says, you know, big fan of boxing and sports fan in the United Kingdom, what else can we?
What are you going to benefit by holding this news back for for this long? Can we get the show on the fucking road already?
Well, I don't think they were holding it back. I think he was legitimately trying to get it on Netflix.
Well, right now,
that's falling apart. So he's like, shit, okay, we got to go.
But what he's saying, Turkey's saying, like, I got big news for you. I think if it is that the AJ Fury is going to happen in the UK, what's the holdup about? It's either it is or it isn't, right? I don't know.
Because Netflix, if it's going to be on Netflix, which it seems as though it's going to be, they're saying, we got to have it in the U.S. primetime over here. If this is what I think it's telling us, that we might get that fight in the UK, it may very well land on DAZN, which would be a big win.
Yeah, it's a huge win for DAZN.
Right.
I don't know if it's a huge win.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
It's a huge win for the fighters. but it has to happen. But it has to happen. And then Turkey needs to decide what he got into this sport for too. Did he get in this to make Zuffa and DAZN the home of boxing, or did he get in this to see what he can sell off, right? Because it's not going to work. And I think we talked about that. Like, why did he buy stock into DAZN just to start putting shit on everything else, you know, Paramount and Netflix and all this other stuff? So it made no sense. Maybe it was a guy with too many checks to write. Start getting out of hand a little, maybe, right? Like they're like, sir, you're actually going against yourself. What do you mean? You bought into DAZN. Fuck. I forgot I did that.
They're just showing me papers. I'm like, sir, sign here. Like, okay, sign here. I didn't know.
Yeah, you told me it would help me if I take over DAZN. It would help me take over boxing. Like, So yeah, we're gonna see what plays out. I like that Eddie Hearn did this. I think they have to do this. Unfortunately, it sucks for the fighters because that means the big money's probably leaving the sport again. But we gave them a shot. They didn't really, guide it too well. You know, it was just a bunch of money thrown around, fucking concerts being put on during fights, giving away cars, too much money on one card. Bob and them were like, 3 main events in one night. Yeah, there's a profit there, dumbass.
Right.
There's my Javante. But so yeah, dude, it could be. It could be. I think this is what I wanted to say. Does Eddie see that the guy's on the ground? He's trying to kick him, right? And I'm talking about Netflix and Turkey over their fuck up of trying to get this fight off of DAZN, but they're kind of contract. The contract is binding them to DAZN, right? So it's kind of like Eddie's hitting them while they're down. Like nothing you can do.
Yeah,
You might pay me.
kind of teasing him like, right? Kind of one of those things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your money can only do so much. These contracts mean something, man. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and that's that. I've seen it happen a lot in the sport of MMA. Guys that just come in with a bunch of fucking money and try to compete, and they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. They just think, all right, I'm just going to spend a whole fucking bunch of money and buy these small organizations, and we can make something and actually challenge them. And they don't last but a few years. So this obviously with Turkey's deeper pockets, it's going to last a lot longer than that. But same principle, really, same concept is that they don't have that same grasp on the sport of boxing or the business of boxing, I guess, the way promoters and other people in the circle know how to do.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else want to add to that one before we move on to what I thought was going to be the last topic, but I have another one for you. But let's go ahead and get this. Anything else you want to add to this one here real quick?
No, sir.
All right. So this one here you sent me, Andrew. I'm not sure what we can make of it, but it seems as though there's some sort of possible interest in a Jake Paul versus Edgar Berlanga fight. I originally remember seeing a post like this on the MVP Instagram account. And I saw it and I immediately blew it off. I said, whatever. This to me seemed initially at least that Jake Paul is once again trying to call out Zuffa guys, the guys that are attached to Dana, and they can't get out of it. They won't be able to make a fight like that, the way he did with a lot of UFC fighters. And then recently, this is Andrew, you sending this to me, that this was on Berlanga's account. So it's like, oh shit. Well, one of the things that I'm kind of guessing, because based off of what a lot of these Zuffa boxers are saying, they're under the impression that any fight can be made. I don't think so. It's almost like it's a lot of promises. The promises are going to be ended up broken, will be broken at some point, I have to assume, because the whole point of Zuffa was to get everybody on the same umbrella and do in-house type things, PBC type of way. But if you hear Berlanga, if you hear Hitchens, if you hear Shakur talk about it, hell, even Rayo Valenzuela, they can make any fight. All right, so that's possible. We may very well be able to make Jake Paul versus Edgar Berlanga, and hell, I'm not necessarily opposed to this kind of fight. Berlanga, of course, super middleweight, 168. He's naturally a bigger dude, of course, but he cuts down to 168. Jake Paul, a little bit on the bigger side. I don't know how much smaller he can get now. I remember when he fought Anderson Silva, I think the catch weight was 190. So I maybe that's kind of where they might meet here. But from what this I don't know, this artwork here that I saw online that you sent me, Andrew, Jake Paul versus Edgar Berlanga, live on Netflix, yada yada, professional catchweight bout. Okay. You sent it to me, right? Because there was some intrigue in it. Why did this fight intrigue you or interest you?
Oh, because both fighters are shitty. They got tattoos. They're connected to they're like fake gangsters, bro. It'd be like the fake gangster fight. You know what I mean? They all bring their gold chains. They're fucking.
I just noticed something. They both have that Vanilla Ice shit on their eyebrows. Do you realize that? Yes. On their left side, at least according to the picture here.
That's the fake gangster fucking eyebrow, bro. That's what you gotta do to show all the street that you're Hollywood. You're not real. You're like, you don't just see my Vanilla Ice fucking.
Yeah. It's like, I'm hard on camera, but outside of it, this is a symbol to you that you don't, I don't want anything to do with you.
That's the rainbow flag for the fake gangsters.
Yes. This is pride right here, buddy.
So that's all I see. They're good shit talking. Both are connected to the young people. They'll do great views. Berlanga really doesn't have a career. I'm sorry. He's already went to the mountain twice and got fucking handled, bro. Like, it's not. Wait, we think this is gonna turn around here soon? Probably not, right? So I mean, I don't want to give him a fight with like Terrence Crawford or something like that. He doesn't deserve anything like that. Jake Paul, probably deserves a shot at Berlanga. I think that Berlanga knocks him the fuck out. Not going to go on a limb here, even with the size difference. I think Berlanga wins this fight by knockout. But if Jake Paul's man enough, I mean, what a stud. What a stud. I don't know if that sounded good, but competitor. I don't like the dude wasn't scared at the end, right? He took on the heavyweight champ. Now he's taking on not a champ. Ooh, I gotta say title contender.
Yeah, you do. I know. You're gonna say that. I know you hate saying that shit, but that's the closest that he got, right?
That's the closest that he got. A top 10
time title contender.
Yeah, a top 10 contender. How about that?
Yeah.
But we know that a man that is pretty violent with his hands, right? And Jake Paul's going to put that chin to the test again. All right, I'm down. I'm down to watch this one. You know, I'm not giving them any street cred. They don't get any freaking, respect off of it other than they fought each other and what happens. But I think it's great promoting. I really think that these press conferences are going to be fucking uncontrollable, bro. Like, it'll be some good entertainment.
Yeah, the weigh-ins, everything leading up to it, the marketing. I would anticipate Jake Paul calling out Berlanga and his fake jewelry. So I can imagine that's the direction he's going to go with most of the shit talk.
Oh yeah, Jake Paul. Hey, dude, have you been watching Jake's reels lately at his home? He bought hella acres somewhere. This isn't in Puerto Rico. I think this is back in America. But he bought a lot of property. He's just been doing, he calls it like hillbilly shit. Driving around shooting guns. Fucking dude. It's pretty funny though. The kid's really living life right now. The young man really living life. But yeah, I like the fight. I don't know. When I seen it, I was like, hey, you know what? I would watch that. I would watch it. It looks doable on both ends, even though I pay Berlanga. You know what I'm saying? I would take Berlanga in the fight.
So
I was saying, if he doesn't beat him, he's got to go home. We got to let him go.
Yeah, right. It's all right. If you lose this one, Berlanga, Zuffa ain't gonna give you any more fights. That's it.
That's it.
That's your last one. This like fan art or whatever, how this AI, whatever you want to call it, this poster of the fight says live on Netflix. Realistically, do you think that's where it'll go? Or you think Dana would just allow Berlanga off of Paramount and be like, all right, yeah, go ahead on Netflix. We'll make it happen. I know he, according to him, was the face, I guess, of Canelo and Crawford that was on Netflix. But regardless, you think that's where it'll end up? Let's say, for the sake of argument, it happens. You think it'll go to Netflix?
Dana White better hope it goes to Netflix, because if it goes to Paramount and Jake does what he does and sells the shit out of it, and they get 20 million views, guess who's getting the exit door and guess who's in? I'm telling you, dude, I think the change is coming in that. And when I say that industry, you guys, look, whenever I talk shit about the MMA, I know I was like, oh, they all roll on the ground and think they're hard. I'm talking about the Jonas Hills, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Elon Musk, 90% of Silicon Valley that think they're fucking, they got a blue belt, so now they think they're hard, but they've never been in a fucking street fight in their whole life. I'm talking about these guys, right? I'm talking about the guys that keep giving the UFC money, right? These CEOs that all have kids and they're fucking their rich fucking homes coming from private schools, but they take Taekwondo, or they take this, and that UFC thing's really hard. I think Dana's in there fucking selling this shit to these guys. Yeah, this is the hardest sport ever. All the kids are into it. Yeah, my son, he loves that stuff. I always see him watching. He even competes. He does this. He's a brown belt. It's this crowd that I'm talking about. This is how Dana keeps flipping this money, bro. Dude, it's the only way, Miguel, because you know what? Since Lee Honish, God bless my guy, I've been arguing with him, and he even started getting on with, what are the fucking numbers? What are the Fox numbers? Like, how did Fox not release? This was the biggest night. This was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson did 47 million homes with Buster Mathis Jr. The UFC did 47 million with blah, blah, blah. Where were the numbers with ESPN? Why didn't any of these guys why didn't they make them one of the major sports in America? I didn't see Fox leave football. I didn't see Fox leave baseball. Oh, but when the UFC contract was up, what did they tell him to do? Kick rocks, right? They didn't go, oh no, let me counter the offer that you're getting from another CEO of another guy. You know, this is who I'm talking about, right? Especially Jonas fucking Hill, because that was a pathetic fucking interview. That young man, he got eaten alive for it, bro. No,
yeah,
you cannot go, oh, I'll murder you. Shut the fuck up,
no, but I mean, like, he's a fucking comedian. I don't take anything that he says seriously. I don't give a rat's ass if he tries to sound
Mark
hard.
Zuckerberg. When people
maybe Zuckerberg, all right,
when people were really fucking saying that, dude, oh, he's a blue belt, and there, I don't know, man. Are you fucking serious, right? This is the attitude. This is the attitudes that I'm saying are driving this sport on the financial side. They've got a lot of rich guys on that side that are all certain complexion, but I'll leave that out.
But they also have something else coming to the rich
that are dumping a lot of green complexion into this sport. When is it really bringing money back, or do you guys just got, you're fucking billionaires? You know what I mean? Yes. Yeah, I definitely think Dana's a great salesman. Dude, they got everybody with this is real fighting and boxing isn't. Miguel, do you know half the time I send you fights to show you how fast motherfuckers really get knocked out? I don't know if you've caught on to it, but almost all the fights that I show you on the street, it's to show you how fast motherfuckers really get knocked out, bro.
Yes.
There is no ground and pound. There is no, in the concerts, there is no kicking to the leg. There is no elbow to the face.
There is some. There's not much. There is some.
No, I'm saying the ones that I'm sending you.
Oh, right. Well, the ones you send me for sure.
The ones I'm sending you, 9 out of 10, Miguel, because I watch a lot of fights on that. I can do this shit all day if you want me to. I know you don't, but I can do it all day. It's the guy who lands the 1-2. Yes. It's the guy who punches fucking first.
Yes, of course. When we're talking about that, of course, yes.
You guys, I have not seen one time on the street a fucking high kick from a teenager that takes out someone out of the club. Or, I say teenager, the 20-year-olds.
Right.
I haven't seen it one time. I haven't seen one time a guy throw a kick to. Now, I've seen a UFC fighter do it. But I'm talking about the streets. I'm talking about these kids that are pulling out their cameras going, oh, these two are about to throw down. It's about to go. What? Stop. What are they doing, Miguel? Bing, bing, bing.
Swinging.
Right? Every once in a while, the guy that falls, then yes, ground and pound happens. I get that. But dude's already knocked the fuck out. Right? So I'm just trying to say the greatest sell they ever did was telling people that boxing wasn't real self-defense and that this was. Granted, if I'm going to fucking war, I want all the mixed martial arts. I do understand that side of life. But if now that we have body cameras and drones that are videotaping these war fights, ain't too much MMA going on in there either, Miguel. These motherfuckers are using knives. They're fucking biting. They're fucking sticking fingers in eyes. Remember, dude, when you're about to die,
oh yeah,
you do a lot more.
It's you or them, yeah.
Dude, I seen one of the fucking dude's ears hanging off because the dude ripped it, bro. He ripped his fucking ear off. You can't do that in a cage, Rogan. You can't gouge a man's eye out. So stop telling these fucking guys that this is real shit right here. No, it's not. You ever seen a penitentiary fight? They have fucking shanks. You really want to roll on the ground when the dude on top of you has a fucking knife? You better knock that motherfucker out and get on with your day. You better throw that 1-2 or he's stabbing you. I'm just being real. Dana White's greatest sell to America, to the combat world was what is the word? Taken away from boxing. Downgrading boxing.
Oh, gotcha.
Saying it was not a real self-defense when that's an absolute lie. The 1-2 or the fucking right left hook 2-3. Is that what you're gonna call that one? These are the best combos you can throw in a fucking line when somebody's threatening you or your wife. This is the best combo you can throw in a concert, in a fucking bathroom, when somebody's fucking with you. You are not gonna be like, kick this dude. Hold on. Wait,
You're cutting off. You're cutting off. You're cutting off.
Yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. You ain't gonna roll on the. You're not gonna roll.
See your body movement. I can see.
Exactly. You ain't. Hey, let's wrestle. We're gonna wrestle right now. No, there ain't none of that shit happening. It's the guys that throw the 1-2 when you're in a real fucking fight. And you guys, it's all over the internet. Don't take my words for it. Go type in fight in fucking. Oh fuck, they're gonna send me a whole bunch of them. Don't do that.
I'm gonna send you some. I'm gonna go look at that. I'm gonna go right now. And you can contact them at no.
You know what it is?
What?
I know it. It's always the setup fights. When you want to talk MMA, it's always the fights where the guys are all like, "Oh, let's meet in the back of the school," and it's two fucking kids. And I'm talking about in the street, dog. When the guys are put on it, when it's you weren't gonna get in a fight, and all of a sudden you're in a fight. The dude lands a 1-2. He's the one who walks away. It's the one who walks away. Guy grabs your girl's ass, you drop him. That's all there is. There is no fucking. There's nothing else. That's all the internet ever shows me. And I'm telling you right now, you fucking fight a real guy that has a knife, you ain't never gonna want to touch the ground. There ain't no ground.
Yeah, well, in that case, obviously not, because
no, you want to throw a 1-2.
You want to throw a 1-2 or a kick.
No, dude.
Not even. I'm just saying. If he's got a knife, he can cut you in your wrist the same way he can cut you on your foot. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Maybe.
That's the only shot you got. It definitely ain't. It ain't throwing a fucking
double leg. No, obviously not. No, because that puts like as you're like like shanking the shit out of you when you're going for
that. Did you really do that?
Yeah, like sweep the leg, Johnny. Sweep the legs.
Oh look, you're on top, man. You're fucking stud. You took me down nice, bro. I'm just fucking. Hey, listen. That's all I can tell you. Dana did a very good job of doing that too, and he has the guys with money really believe in that shit. But I'm sorry, their numbers don't show it. Their numbers do not show that is what people want to see. I told you sometimes, bro, when I'm watching this shit, I kind of I'm like, dude, this is a prison fight. This is not real fighting. Give these men a knife. And it looks exactly what I look at on the prison boards.
But it's no knife. That's the point of it.
I know, but they're still just doing this. It's like a hammer fist.
Yeah, it is a hammer fist
to the guy's head. And then when I watch a prison fight, he has a shank and he's doing the same thing. That's no skill. That's a fucking murder. But fuck. I don't know. That's just my feelings, but I wanted to clear that up. I know you guys, they're hard asses out there, bro. They take this shit serious and they're in the MMA and they're learning it all. I'm talking about why the UFC seems to keep flipping this money. And it's people like Jonas Hill. It's people like Mark Zuckerberg. It's people like Elon Musk. These guys with a lot of money that really think that this shit is the real deal. And they keep funding this guy, Dana White. He's a great salesman, but the numbers aren't showing it. And look, if it is illegal streaming, then fucking get a handle on that, because the $7 billion, Timmy needs to be fired over at fucking Paramount. This $7 billion ain't working out, bro. Next year is going to be another $1.5 billion taken. So what did they make from the billion? Because I believe it was $1.5 billion, something about it's over $1 billion. They have to give them a year, right, for the $7 billion contract.
It's 7 years, so it averages out to $1 billion.
To $1 billion and something. Yeah. Okay. They need to they need to tell us. They're not going to tell us. But right now, what Paramount's doing is all right. We only made $200 million this year, right? So we're down $800 million from this signing. In a few months, we got to give them another $1 billion. Yeah. And people are going to be heads will be rolling here soon if this shit don't turn around. That's it. I hope I cleared it up, you guys. I wanted to get that out there because I do go to an MMA. I got fucking nephews that do MMA or not. They do jiu-jitsu. They do wrestling. My guy right here was a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm not talking shit to all of you guys, bro. But there's a reason why this money keeps flipping. I'm sorry.
Right. All right. Anything else you want to add to that one? I got one more for you, and this is more of a breaking news. But I got one more for you.
Let's go.
Sort of, kind of related, but kind of not. New Miami Heat owner breaking: Manny Pacquiao buys majority stake in the Miami Heat, sources say. The Filipino boxing legend is set to become the majority owner of the Miami Heat, making Pacquiao's stunning entry into the NBA ownership. Pacquiao, an avid basketball fan who has long expressed interest in owning an NBA franchise, would become the most high-profile figure, one of the most high-profile figures in the league's ownership ranks, from the boxing ring to the NBA front office. Wow. So anyway, I just pulled that one up.
I think last week we said Bob Arum might be the greatest Jew of all time for sports.
Helping out his fighters to the best.
Right, all the way to an NBA team, bro.
Yeah.
Can we just put his picture on the wall and be like, don't talk about them all. They have Bob. Hey, man, look, I'm gonna tell you, I think he should have came close. Is there a big Filipino presence in Miami?
Oh man, no idea. I don't know where the
I know in San Francisco has one of like the biggest populations of all time. I don't know why he didn't bring that ownership over here. And I'm not saying the Warriors, but he's an NBA team. I'm not gonna knock it. I was gonna say go smaller. It's smaller out here in the Bay Area. He probably sells out every fucking game ever, right? Like. I want to say the biggest population of Filipino Americans is in the Bay Area.
Oh,
what do you got?
Well,
what do you got?
Well, I was trying to see, like, is it because I don't know where the Philippines are, like exactly to see its proximity to Miami. To see like
just say who's the freaking biggest Filipinos? In America.
Well, no, it's not that. I'm trying to say it's like why Miami. I'm trying to answer your question of why Miami. Like specifically, is it on that side of the? Well, I guess. I mean, no, I don't know. No, because it's like on this side. So yeah, I don't know. Philippines. It would make more sense. That I think that's one of the reasons why there is a big Filipino community in the Bay Area because it is on that side. Yeah.
All right. Population 4.4 to 4.7 million total in America. Top states: California 1.7, Hawaii, Texas, and Florida and Nevada.
Florida, okay.
Miami's right there. Yeah,
listed.
They're there. They're in the top states.
Wow.
Metropolitan cities in Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, and New York. So. He's got movement. He's got movement. So now, shout out to Manny. Shout out to Bob for not fucking breaking him, not taking all of his money. That's what they used to say, right? They used to kind of say it was going to be Bob that was going to make that take all of his money. Shout out to Manny Pacquiao, man.
Yeah, majority stake owner of the Miami Heat. All right.
He turned into Floyd. Not only does he buy Floyd's gym, he now is an NBA owner. He turned into Floyd. Hey, Floyd beat him, but he didn't really beat him. He's doing everything you wish you could, probably.
I'm expecting to see a picture of Manny and 50 Cent next, just like hanging out and shit. Why not? Like, I took your fucking gym. I took your best friend. It turned into Adrian Broner. Like, I took your bell. I took your girl, right? Take your side piece. Anyway, yeah, that was the last one. One more, just a quickly. Yeah, the Raiders lost, man. 27-14. Just want to throw that one in
fuck
before we close it on that side. It is also
Las Vegas sucks. I'm just kidding. You're all knocking your city now.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why the fuck you live there. Like, because I'm gonna go watch Rolly and Telfima next week.
I know. Shut up. That is a very good upside to living in Vegas, bro.
Very much so. And then a month later.
My company would not put up with that shit. They'd be like, "Where's Andrew? Why did Andrew get off early again? Wait, what do you mean he has another headache? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm out. Got a cold."
Let's do a welfare check. Go check on him because he's the second weekend in a row that he's calling in on Friday. You see him at the fucking weigh-ins and shit. All right. Well, I think that pretty much covers everything we needed to talk about. Andrew, anything else you want to add to it before we call it a show?
No, I think I did good clearing it up. I don't have to go back and clearing the air. Yes, sir.
You don't have to have a whole bunch of guys waiting for you at the gym when you get back there. Just a quick reminder, everybody, and my bad, I was going to mention this at the beginning of the show. Next week, we will have another Monday evening show because I am going to go out of town this weekend. So we will be back Monday. So just a heads up, Monday evening /night. So yeah, you can expect it. And depending on whether or not there's any news going on that particular week, we might or might, we should definitely have at least a Wednesday show, right? Because then that's the show before Teofimo and Rolly. So we definitely have a Wednesday show as well. Okay. That is going to do it for us. We're going to have a good night here. It's already 9 o'clock on our end. But for my co-host, Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapiche, I am Miguel Antonio Barragan, a.k.a. Fight Fiend Migs. And this has been the Mad Boxing Show. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next Monday. Take care. Peace.